Live on a Wednesday night, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey as the first of a three-game series as the Grizzlies take on the Wichita Thunder. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. Well, the Grizz had a little bit more of an extended Christmas break than we imagined, as the Grizzlies last played on December 21st at Tulsa, and then there was a 4-day Christmas break, and after the break, the PHPA went on a player strike that lasted 2 days. On February 26th, the strike ended. On December 26th, that was a Friday, and then the strike came to an end late on Saturday, December 27th, and then officially the strike ended on Tuesday morning as the league and the PHPA came to an agreement. Unfortunately, the Grizzlies did lose a 2-game homestand in the process, as both of their games against the Idaho Steelheads last weekend were postponed. They will be made up at a later date. We're not sure yet what that date will be, whether it's at the end of the season or if they find some common off days somewhere in the middle of the campaign. Well, the Grizzlies are over in Wichita. It's a battle of two teams that are about at 500 on the year. Grizzlies are 12-13-2, while Wichita is 11-2-2. And because the Grizzlies did lose their 2-game homestand last week, the Grizzlies are now in their 4th of 9 straight games away from Maverick Center. Well, the December 21st game against Tulsa was certainly an entertaining one. The Grizzlies trailed 3-1 after 2 periods, but then Danny Genev went to work as he had 3 goals and 1 assist. Stepan Timofeyev had 1 goal and 3 assists. And the Grizzlies also got third-period goals from Reed Lebster and Evan Friesen, as the Grizzlies scored 6 goals in the third period to cruise to a 7-4 victory. The 6 goals in the third period were the most in any third period in Utah Grizzlies history. So it should be a lot of fun. The Grizzlies did win 2 out of 3 games a couple weeks ago on the road. They split a 2-game series against the Kansas City Mavericks, winning 7-4 on December 19th and losing 3-2 on December 20th. But it was a strong comeback bid the Grizzlies had on that December 20th game where they trailed 3-0 with 2 minutes left in regulation. Then the Grizzlies scored 2 goals 25 seconds apart as Riley Connors and as Tyler Gratton and Evan Friesen found the back of the net, and the Grizzlies had some good looks late in regulation to try to tie it up. Well, it's going to be a busy week of hockey over at INTRUST Bank Arena as the Grizzlies are there tonight, as well as Friday and Saturday evenings as well. It's going to be important for the Grizzlies to get off to a fast start on the road this season when the Grizzlies have scored first. They've got a record of 8-1-1. Utah's been a pretty strong road club this season, where they have a record of 9-6-1 on the road, and Utah has scored first in 10 of their 16 games away from Maverick Center. Goaltending matchup tonight, Kyle Kaiser gets a start for Utah. He was called up to the AHL's Colorado Eagles last week, and Kaiser comes in with a record of 3-3 with a 2.41 goals against average and .914 save percentage. He is 1-0 against the Thunder this season. In his Grizzlies debut, he had a 29-save shutout on November 7th. For Wichita, it's going to be Roddy Ross getting the start in net. This will be his 12th appearance. He's got a record of 6-3-1 with a .911 save percentage. And like Kaiser, he is 1-0 against the opposition as he got a victory against Utah on November 6th, a game Wichita defeated Utah 6-4, and Ross stopped 26 of 30 in that game. We'll see what happens tonight over at INTRUST Bank Arena. I am hanging out at the Professional Green Studios just outside the Grizzlies team store at Maverick Center. And if you're in the West Valley area, there is G League basketball taking place at Maverick Center tonight as the Salt Lake City Stars, who are a pretty good G League team, they will take on the Memphis Hustle. We'll come back and give you the starting lineups for both teams as we're in business on a Wednesday night, and you're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health. official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. Face-offs in about 10 minutes from now over at INTRUST Bank Arena as the Grizzlies take on the Wichita Thunder for the third time this season. Utah is 1-1 against Wichita this year. On November 6th, the Thunder got a 6-4 victory, and that was the game where Roddy Ross got the start in net for Wichita. He stopped 26 of 30. And then the following night on November 7th, Kyle Kaiser made his Grizzlies debut, and he stopped all 29 shots he saw, and the Grizzlies got goals from Luke Manning and Neil Shea. Let's go over the lineups for both teams. First, for the visiting Grizzlies, who come in with a record of 12-13-2 on the year. They have 26 standings points and a .481 point percentage. But as we mentioned earlier on in the pregame show, the Grizzlies have been a pretty strong road club where they have a record of 9-6-1. They have scored first in 10 of their 16 road games this year, and the Grizzlies on the road have outscored opponents 58-51. Getting the start in net will be Kyle Kaiser. It's his second appearance against Wichita this season. Kaiser in 7 games with Utah has a 3-3 record with 1 shutout, and that came against the Thunder on November 7th. He's got a 2.41 goals against average and .914 save percentage. Kaiser is 6'2" and 179 pounds. The backup goaltender is a guy named Kai Nixon, who will be wearing number 35, and if he enters the game, we certainly have a story. He is a men's league goaltender in the Wichita area. Dylan Wells was reassigned to the AHL's Tucson Roadrunners, and interestingly enough, that is part of the chain of reaction to Utah Mammoth goaltender Karel Vejmelka getting injured. Wells does have an AHL contract with Tucson, so the Mammoth brought up a Tucson goaltender, and Tucson, in connection, brought up Dylan Wells. And so Wells is now a member of the Tucson Roadrunners, and I imagine once Karel Vejmelka gets back and healthy that Vejmelka will join Vitek Vanacek on the Mammoth goaltending rotation. That would probably bring down Matt Velika, and then in the chain reaction, Grizzlies might get Dylan Wells back. So Kaiser's the only goaltender with an E-bug tonight. Kaiser will be wearing number 38. 12 forwards and 6 defensemen for John Buchanan's crew. The Grizzlies do have a full deck. Assistant traveling coach is Ryan Anderson. Jack Skilly's assistant coach and director of skill development. Equipment manager is DJ McFarland. And the head athletic trainer is Brooke Timoney. The starting defensive pairing for the Grizzlies includes Robbie Stucker, who in 22 games this season, this league has 2 goals and 9 assists. He's been outstanding for the Grizzlies as of late, as Stucker was acquired a few weeks ago in a trade from Reading for Ty Voigt. And Stucker has 6 points, 1 goal and 5 assists in his last 4 games, and he is a +4 in his last 4 games. So, yeah, Robbie Stucker certainly made a big impact for the Grizzlies as of late. The other starting defenseman is going to be Noah Gansky, who is 6'7", 209 pounds. In 18 games, he has 1 goal and 4 assists. So Stucker and Gansky are the starting defensive pairing. We will see Sage Weinstein paired up with Christian Felton, and Aiden Hansen-Buchanan, who's back after missing 2 straight games. He will be paired up with Colby Ince, who leads the Grizzlies with a +6 rating on the season. So that's the 6 defensemen. Avery Winslow and Luke Salem are scratches. 12 forwards for John Buchanan's crew. The starting forward line includes Reed Lebster, leads the Grizzlies with 14 goals. He also leads the club with 4 game-winning goals. Tyler Gratton, the Grizzlies captain's out there. He's got 5 goals and 10 assists in 21 games. And Luke Manning's back after missing 2 straight games. Manning's been outstanding for the Grizzlies as of late, as Manning has 1 goal and 6 assists in his last 5 games. So the starting forwards once again are Manning, Lebster, and Gratton. That's the top forward line on John Buchanan's lineup sheet. Second forward line from left to right includes Neil Shea with Riley Connors and Maxime Barbashev. Third forward line from left to right is Danny Genev with Jack Ricketts and Stepan Timofeyev. For Genev, he leads Utah with 16 assists and 25 points. Ricketts is back after missing 6 straight games. And for Stepan Timofeyev, he was outstanding on December 21st, the most recent Grizzlies game to date, as Timofeyev scored what turned out to be the game winner, as he got Utah's 5th goal on Sunday, December 21st. And so Timofeyev, he's been scoring him in bunches. He had 4 points on that December 21st game. And Dan Genev had 3 goals and 1 assist, all of them coming in the third period. Fourth forward line from left to right includes John Gillette with Evan Friesen and Christoph Filion. Filion's back after missing a handful of games. And for Evan Friesen, he's got a goal in 4 straight games and a point in 6 straight. The lone forward scratch tonight is Rylan Kovacevic. So that's the lineup for the Utah Grizzlies. It looks like the Wichita starters are being announced. The starting goaltender is Roddy Ross, who is 6'2" and 190 pounds. Ross has a record of 6-3-1 with a .911 save percentage. Wichita comes in with a record of 11-2-2. They are 5-4-1-2 at home, and they're led by head coach Bruce Ramsey, and the assistant coach is Travis Clayton. The Thunder are going to go with 12 forwards and 6 defensemen. Getting the start for Wichita is Kirby Proctor, who's out of Lloydminster, Alberta. He is 6'3" and 207 pounds. And he will be paired up with Nolan Neen, who's out of British Columbia, is 6 feet, 185 pounds. Neen wearing number 27 this season. Neen has 5 assists, no goals in 23 games. The other defensemen include Noah Beck, who's been one of the best rookies in the league. He's paired up with Jack Barr. Tyler Jetty is paired up with the Bronx, New York native John Gormley. So that's the 6 defensemen for Bruce Ramsey's crew. Proctor and Neen get the start. Starting forwards include Lucas Van Roboys, who just recently came over from their AHL affiliate. The Thunder affiliated with the San Jose Sharks and the San Jose Barracuda. And Van Roboys is going to get a start, along with Mikkel Stenell, who has 5 goals and 10 assists in 20 games. And Donovan Huell will also get a start. He's from Montreal. And Huell wearing number 39. He has 8 goals and 8 assists in 22 games. So Stenell, Van Roboys, and Huell are the starting forwards. We'll see Kyle Krankovic out there with Peter Bates and Jay Dickman. Spencer Blackwell's out there with Ryan Finnegan and Kyle Jeffers. And the fourth forward line is Jake Wallen with Nick Nardicia and Declan Smith. We'll come back and have face-off on the other side. You've been tuned into the pregame report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
It's a great night for hockey as Tippett standings points are on the line as the Utah Grizzlies take on the Wichita Thunder in the opener of a 3-game series. For the Grizzlies, it's the final game of the 2025 calendar year. The Grizzlies are looking for their 30th victory in 2025. They are 29-35, 5-2 during the 2025 calendar year. The two team leaders, Tyler Grant, the Grizzlies captain, and Peter Bates, are out there for the ceremonial puck drop. Bates was certainly vocal during the player strike, making an interesting post. Tyler Gratton, the Grizzlies captain, certainly been as consistent as they get. Watch out for Neil Shea. He's been ultra consistent for the Grizzlies. And I'm looking forward to seeing Luke Manning back after missing 2 straight games. And Manning has 1 goal and 6 assists in his last 5 games. The Grizzlies will start out with a forward line of Lebster, with Manning and Gratton in a starting defensive pairing of Robbie Stucker and Noah Gansky. Referee tonight is Elliot Grauer. There's only one referee tonight. Linesmen are Duncan McGarrett and Joey Kramer. Grizzlies are in a black jersey with white numbers and professional green trim. Looks like Wichita's got a silver-looking, either silver or gray, with white numbers and a little bit of black on the arms and shoulders. And the Grizzlies, as we watch on Flow Sports, will be skating from right to left in the first period. We do ask for a little bit of patience as we are at the mercy of this one video feed. Luke Manning will crouch down low and take the draw against Lucas Van Bro's boys as Grauer drops the puck and we're underway, but the referee says, let's do it over again. So a very anticlimactic start as the players' strike cut off the games last week. And so the Grizzlies are now playing a 9-game road trip. This is game 4 of 9 straight on the road. Utah did win 2 out of 3 games a couple of weeks ago, splitting a 2-game series with Kansas City and then winning 7-4 against Tulsa on December 21st. Still waiting for the referee to drop the puck as Manning and Van Roe boys get anxious. Now the puck is dropped and we're underway. Wichita wins the draw. Thunder skate from left to right. Third meeting between the clubs this season. Wichita gets towards Donovan Huell, who has a tap off his skate. Huell will slide it back deeper into the Thunder zone. Roddy Ross, number 31, plays behind his net. Thunder will tap one over Huell's stick as it hip hops off the near wing boards. Robbie Stucker, who's been outstanding the last 4 games. He turns the puck over and out slides towards an near wing wall. As Tyler Gratton gets it, he'll chip it off the boards. Nolan Dean gets a fire righty shot saved by Kaiser as the puck goes towards the near corner. As Kaiser was reassigned to the Grizzlies from the AHL's Colorado Eagles earlier today. Grizzlies, Reed Lepster will have a tap off his stick. Thunder keep it in. Right wing, righty shot. And it's blocked off of Kaiser's blocker near his right shoulder. Grizzlies go to work. They cross center ice. Utah steps over the offensive line. Riley Connors dumps into the near corner as Wichita back behind their own net. Kind of the first time we've seen this particular look with the Thunder. Kind of a grayish, silverish jersey. Grizzlies race after a puck deep in their own zone as Colby Enns, who leads the Grizzlies in plus-minus with a +6 rating. First-year pro skates down the middle of the ice. Now bounce it to neutralize as the puck's taken by Maxime Barbashev. Over to Shea, back to Barbashev off his stick as the puck slides behind Wichita's net. As the Thunder back deep in their own zone. Now turnover. Grizzlies tried to feed a cutter out in front. Pass goes wide of the mark. Grizzlies back at their blue line. As Connors will backhand it ahead at the Wichita line. Shea will sky it on towards Ross, who kicks it with his right pad towards the near corner. Grizzlies skate from right to left as we see it from Flow Sports. As the Thunder will spread the ice. Wichita's a 500 club this season with a record of 11-2-2. Wichita back towards the right wing, and they'll slice one ahead as one of the officials has to jump out of the way. Christoph Filion gets it in the left side. He'll take a lefty shot, and the blocker saved by Ross. Now the Grizzlies will get it back behind the net for Filion. He feeds out in front. Lefty shot by Gillette, saved by Ross as Wichita plays soccer, kicking it towards the near wing boards. Now the puck slides in the middle of the ice. Wichita gets it as the Thunder will lay it on a tee as it goes towards Kyle Jeffers. Jeffers moves it across. Shot misses wide as he got it towards the middle of the ice. As Christian Felton will drop it back for Sage Weinstein at the near goal line of the Grizzlies zone. Weinstein strides along the near wing. Now he pushes it ahead towards center ice. Timo Feyev tried to sky it in and didn't get much air under it. Nick Nardicia towards the near side as the Thunder get it back towards the Utah line. Wichita skates in towards the right wing boards. Declan Smith, number 92, loses his balance as Danny Genev, 25 points this season, tied for the most among rookies, moves across to Timo Feyev to the middle of the ice, but the pass goes wide. It looked like Timo Feyev was trying to get to Stucker. Well out of his crease, Kyle Kaiser will push it back towards Wichita ice. Genev skates towards the right circle, lefty shot, saved by Ross. Genev gets it back. He'll move it towards Timo Feyev in the left corner as we play 3 minutes. Now to Ricketts, left circle. He takes lefty shot that misses wide. As Hanson Bukata gets it back in deep. Ricketts back after missing 6 straight games. He has it behind Wichita's net. Tried to move it out in front. Too much traffic as the puck slides into the Grizzlies zone. Kaiser out of his net. Outlets to Hanson Bukata, who's back after missing 2 straight. Hanson Bukata will skate behind Utah's net as he's paired up with Colby Enns tonight. Hanson Bukata, 1 goal and 12 assists this season. He'll zip it around the near boards as Gratton will slide it deep into the Thunder zone, far corner. Connors chases after it, but getting there first is Noah Beck, who's been one of the best defensemen in this league and one of the best rookie defensemen in the league. As Tyler Gratton skates towards the left wing, skates to the corner, centers it. Connors' righty shot goes wide. He missed the net glove side on Ross. As Christian Felton gets to the middle of the ice, Grattan backhand shot, and that one misses as it went over the crossbar. Webster battles, but Wichita comes out with the puck as he played about 4 minutes. Now Webster gets the puck near goal line, centers to Grattan. Lefty shot, didn't get much on it as the puck flies out of play. Good job by Noah Beck cutting off Tyler Grattan. He couldn't get a full shot off as we're scoreless about 4 minutes in. So Grizzlies will have an offensive zone drop. Who's your pick to click? Who do you think's going to be the player of the game? Melissa's going to go with Reed Webster. I think I'm going to go with Luke Manning as my pick to click. Everybody make your pick as to who's going to be the player of the game for the Grizzlies. As we're just getting underway, Neil Shea is out there in the left wing with Evan Friesen and Maxime Barbashev. And defensively, it's Christian Felton and Sage Weinstein. That's a party of 5 for Utah. As Friesen has got a goal in 4 straight and a point in 6 straight. He's a +7 in his last 7 games. Wichita wins the faceoff on this occasion. They get it out towards center ice. Fandon dumping it in. Now they dump it in. Puck goes towards the right corner. Wichita gets it. They look to center it out in front, but the pass is wide of Mikkel Stenell. As Stenell's out there with Van Roboys and Donovan Huell. Now the puck deflects out of play with 15:46 left in the first. It's going to be a draw in the Grizzlies zone as Kyle Kaiser will skate towards the near corner. Grizzlies have Kyle Kaiser and emergency backup Kai Nixon. Nixon, a men's league goaltender in the Wichita area. As earlier this week, Dylan Wells was recalled to the AHL's Tucson Roadrunners. And interestingly, it was part of the chain reaction of Karel Vejmelka getting injured for the Utah Mammoth. Draws over in the far corner, and it's taken by Ricketts. This time, though, it's won by Utah's Stucker. Gets back towards the near wing boards. Now left point, righty shot, and that one's blocked away by Kaiser as that shot was taken by John Gormley, the big 6'4", 230-pound defenseman out of the Bronx, New York. Now the Thunder look to center. It's picked off by Utah. Jack Ricketts strides along the left wing, skates over the offensive zone. Now he stops along the near wing boards, gets it towards Gillette, but it's taken away by the Thunder. Wichita will skate up ice as the Thunder get knocked down by Ricketts. Grizzlies come back up with it. They skate over the offensive line. As Gillette skates towards the right wing, his shot's blocked. Puck goes towards the left point as Ricketts fires towards the net wide. As Utah battles in their offensive zone, but Wichita comes up with it, and they'll stride out to center ice. As the Thunder get towards center ice, Peter Bates will tap it in as Aiden Hansen-Bucata strides out and gets it. Now AHB stands behind Kaiser's net. 14:49 on a moving clock. First period, no score. Rink wide feed, angle left goes to Geneva, who dumps it in. Timofeyev chasing after the puck, but getting it's Kirby Proctor. Skates around his goaltender. Proctor now at new tries, cross the center. He'll chip it to his right. Now back to Proctor in the give and go. Right wing, he was looking for a shot, lost control. Now in front of the crease, Wichita hacks away, but Kyle Kaiser's covered it up. 14:31's left in the first. Both teams have had some good chances early on. For the Grizzlies, it's important to get off to a fast start, and that's really been a key to Utah's success on the road this season. Has been the Grizzlies' ability to score first on the road. And when scoring first on the road this season, they've got a record of 8-1-1. The Grizzlies have also had a lot of success leading after both the first and second periods on the road. They are 6-1-1 when leading after 1 on the road and 7-0-1 when leading after 2 on the road this season. Grizzlies will tap it out to center ice as Reed Webster did the honors as Wichita had originally won the faceoff. As Nolan Neen dumps it into the right corner, Christian Felton gets it. He stops behind Wichita's net, or behind Utah's net, as the Grizzlies skate from right to left. Felton dangles the puck back and forth, gets new tries, crosses the center red line. He'll throw it in as the arm is raised by the linesman on delayed offside. As the Thunder's Nolan Neen will push it ahead down the middle of the ice. As the puck goes towards Kyle Jeffers, he moves it his right for Spencer Blackwell, number 8. Blackwell, a native of Erin, Ontario. Grizzlies get it back in the near goal line as Robbie Stucker stops, trying to feed it across, but fanned on it. Now he gets it back, and he'll move it across to Noah Gansky, the former Fort Wayne Comet. Rink wide feed, angle right, goes past Grattan. Now Grattan gets the puck, and he'll slide it back up top. As they're looking for Robbie Stucker, Wichita will slide it back towards the far point. Now the Thunder chip it to center ice. Wichita, Declan Smith gets bounced by one Grizzly, keeps his balance, moves to the left circle. Lefty shot goes wide as puck goes back to center ice. Reed Webster crosses the center red line. I tried to bounce it in, bouncing off the Wichita stick. Thunder get it back. Grizzlies make a line change. 13:15 on a moving clock. First period, still no score. Wichita zips it in. Puck goes towards the left corner, now back behind Kaiser's net as Noah Gansky will chip it ahead about 20 feet to his left towards Barbashev. Barbashev feeds one to the middle of the ice. He was looking for a long-range feed. Wichita picked it up, and they'll sky it back in. as Declan Smith trying to break free of Maxime Barbashev. Both players wear number 92. Now Smith gets held up. Barbashev tries to take the puck away. Now right goal line. Wichita dancing around. Snell trying to feed it out in front. It tapped off a Grizzly stick. Feeds it up top to Gormley, who backhands it back in deep in the Grizzly zone. As Van Roboys, he gets hit. Now Aiden Hans-Buchanan knocks down Van Roboys. Over in the right corner, Neil Shea. He collides with Donovan Huell. 2-on-2 scrum in the right corner as Wichita comes out with it. As they nailed Shea. I think Shea's going to get a tripping penalty as the Thunder player tried to skate around him, and Neil Shea is going to go to the box. 12:25 left in the first period, and Wichita gets the first power play of the game as Neil Shea will serve 2 minutes. Time out of the ice will take one as well. Still looking for the game's first goal. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
So Wichita's on the power play as Neil Shea's in the box. No score. 12:25 is the time remaining in the first period. Thunder's power play is 16th best in the league at 18.2%. Grizzlies penalty kill is 19th in the league at 81.6%. Thunder have it in the left circle. They center it, swing and a miss. As swinging and missing was Kyle Krankovic, who leads the Thunder with 26 points this season. Thunder left point, lefty shot, and it goes wide of Kaiser, who slid towards his right. Now the Thunder get it back in the right wing. Up top, as Wichita gets back towards the right circle. Now Krankovic, one-timer saved by Kaiser. Puck around towards the far side. Stenell backhands it up top. Thunder fake a shot. Now they slide it towards Peter Bates in the right wing, just outside the circle. Now he moves to his left. Bates is now in the left circle. Lefty shot. That one misses wide, and it goes out of play as there's 1:20 left in Wichita's power play and 11:45 left in the first. We're still early on, so grab some chips and dip and a beverage of your choice and enjoy part of New Year's Eve with us. Looking forward to seeing that ball drop at midnight. Although if you're in the Mountain Time Zone, it's really anticlimactic seeing the ball drop in New York because it's just 10 o'clock in the Mountain Time Zone. Shea's penalty was a hooking minor, 7:35 in. Grizzlies have outshot the Thunder 5-4. 5 different Grizzlies with one shot. Wichita wins the draw. They're on the power play as Noah Beck, who's got 25 points. Time for the league lead in points among rookies. Now towards the middle of the ice. The Thunder get it back to the right corner as Wichita collides with Noah Gansky. As now we're halfway through Wichita's power play. Grizzlies come up with the puck. John Gillette will tattoo it off the glass, and it goes deep into the Thunder zone as it stays in play. As it looks like both teams away from the screen make a line change. Thunder, 50 seconds left in their power play. As Wichita gets it down the middle of the ice. Now they step over the offensive line. They'll push it back towards number 39. And that is Donovan Huell, who's got 8 goals and 8 assists this season. Puck back towards the left wing as Wichita dances around. Now they get it back up top. Thunder feed it towards the right side. As dancing around is Noah Beck. He'll push it across. Getting it off the walls, Kirby Proctor, number 3. Proctor, as he tried to get to Beck, Beck lets it go. Huell gets pushed by Timofeyev. Now Beck down the middle of the ice, fakes a shot once, fakes it twice. Now dancing down the middle. He takes lefty shot, and that's blocked before it gets to Kaiser. Grizzlies clear it out. 10 seconds left in Wichita's power play, and we're about halfway through the first period. As the Thunder race towards neutralize, Grizzlies skate from right to left in the first. As Wichita dumps it in, as they're just outside the Grizzlies line when pushing it in. As Robbie Stucker gets it back out. Coming out of the box is Neil Shea. Successful penalty kill by the Grizzlies. We're still scoreless about halfway through the first period. As Wichita back deep in their own zone, they backhand it across. Taking the puck and losing it, it's Nolan Neen. Grizzlies get it with Barbashev. He races towards the left circle. Take a lefty shot. And that one goes wide as he fired it over the left shoulder of Roddy Ross. Now the Grizzlies back at their blue line. Stucker strides along the left wing. Now he moves to his right. Now he's down the middle of the ice. Stucker veers off to the right circle. Now he chips one across off the wall to Ricketts. as Jack Ricketts will skate towards the left corner. Back after missing 6 straight games. He slides it towards the left point, but nobody was there. Back anew tries Noah Gansky. Will whip it back in. As the Grizzlies off the screen, we believe, make a line change. As there's 9:38 on a moving clock, first period. Still no score. Shots are pretty close to even. As the Grizzlies challenge Wichita in their own zone. Now back towards Weinstein. Weinstein, left wing, lefty shot, saved by Ross. He holds on as there's 9:27 left in the first. And a timeout on the ice. We'll take one as well. Still looking for the game's first goal. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. 9 minutes and 27 seconds left in the first period. Wichita's outshot Utah 6-5. Riley Connors, Sage Weinstein, Neil Shea, John Gillette, Christoph Filion, and Daniel Genev each have a shot. So the Grizzlies are up to 6 shots, and so does Wichita. Nobody on Wichita's side has more than 1 shot on goal. Step on team. Luke Manning's out there with Tyler Gratton and Reed Lepster. Sage Weinstein and Christian Felton. That's a party of 5 for Utah. As now the puck slides back towards neutral ice. It's actually Evan Friesen that's out there with Gratton and Lepster. I'm not sure if something happened to Luke Manning, but it looks like Friesen's out there with Gratton and Lepster as opposed to Luke Manning. As Manning had missed the last 2 games, we're not sure why he was out. Might have been a minor injury of sorts. Grizzlies back in their own zone as Christian Felton dances around. He's an outstanding skater. Less than 9 minutes left in the first period. He'll move it across to Weinstein. Weinstein left wings it tape to Friesen. Friesen over the offense line, chips to the middle of the ice. He glanced off the Grizzlies stick, and that was Lepster, who leads the club with 14 goals this season. The 14 goals are tied for 5th among the league leaders. Now towards the high slot, Enns fired a shot that was blocked, and it was blocked by Jay Dickman, the longtime Thunder skater. He's also an assistant coach with Wichita. Right wing, Gratton fires lefty shot, saved by Ross. Ross will fire it off the end boards in his own zone. Now back up top as Colby Enns gets it from Hanson Buchanan. He fires a righty shot that misses wide as the Thunder zip it ahead. Pass incomplete, and Kaiser plays it behind his net. No icing on the play as he'll zip it towards the right corner. Hits a stanchion. As towards the near wing, Grizzlies will push it out. Grizzlies skate from right to left. Now Genev gets the puck. Steps to the offense line, gets knocked down by big Noah Beck. And now we get a whistle. We get a penalty as interference looks to be the call. And it looks like Utah is going to get their first power play of the game. Good hustle by Danny Genev trying to get around a Thunder skater. And it looks like Noah Beck goes to the box. And it's interesting that Beck collided with Genev, as those two are tied for the league lead among rookies in points. Genev and Beck each have 25 points this season. Noah Beck has 6 goals and 19 assists. Genev has 9 goals and 16 assists. And Noah Beck, who was just recently assigned to the Thunder from the AHL San Jose Barracuda, he sits in the box for 2 minutes. There's 8:04 left in the first. Grizzlies' power play includes Jack Ricketts taking the drives out there with Gratton, Shea, Hanson Buchanan, and Lepster. That's a party of 5 for Utah. As Gratton crouches down low. Ricketts, 8 goals, 8 assists in 21 games. Now Ricketts is kicked out of the face-off circle, and Gratton will take the draw. As Gratton crouches down low, second-year pro, played with Reading last year. Wichita wins the face-off, and they backhand it up but not out. Lepster keeps it in as he battles with the Thunder skater. Now the whistle blows, and it looks like the clock got messed up a little bit, and so they stopped play. As it looked like at one point there was 8 minutes and 4 seconds. Now they've got 80.4. Now they've reset the clock. And so now they got to figure out how much time it elapsed after the face-off. So obviously you wouldn't want to give Utah more than 2 minutes worth of a minor power play. So maybe they'll reset the clock. Draw's going to be over in the right circle. as Jack Ricketts will take it once again for Utah. Ricketts, first-year pro. He was outstanding at the college level each of the last 3 years, played with Holy Cross and Quinnipiac. As now they're going to look to, everybody's kind of looking away from the screen, all looking at the clock. As it looks like they're going to reset the clock, not sure to what. Thanks for joining us here tonight and spending part of New Year's Eve. As Ricketts crouches down low. Utah wins the face-off. Lepster slides it up top, but it goes back to Utah ice. Hanson Buchanan recovers at the Utah blue line. Rink-wide feed towards his left, looking for Shea. He's picked off. Now Grattan battles with Lucas Van Roboys, who's been very active for Wichita tonight. Grizzlies cross center ice. Lepster will zip it around the boards. Shea trying to cut it off, but it's cut off by Donovan Huell about 5 feet in front of Shea. Puck goes deeper in the Wichita zone to the left corner. Utah trying to get it up top, and Wichita dives, bouncing off of Grattan. Now the Thunder have a 2-on-1. Van Roboys races towards the right side, moves it across as Hanson Buchanan got a stick in the way of the pass from Van Roboys to the other Thunder skater. Now the puck goes back to neutral ice, and Wichita will zip it back into their own zone. Thunder, rink-wide feed goes tape to tape for Huell. Huell backhanded ahead, but it's taken away by Utah. Grizzlies step over the offensive line. Lepster left wing, righty shot. That one misses wide. As Shea had Nick Nardici nearby. Now Hanson Buchanan left wing. He'll fire lefty shot, looking for a redirection and misses. And Ross is able to cover up. As it looked like Hanson Buchanan, who fired a bit of a changeup on Ross. He was looking for a Grizzly to redirect it, but it looked like it ended up sailing directly towards Ross, who makes a stop with 7:01 left in the first period and 58 seconds left in the Grizzlies power play. Utah has a power play goal in 16 of the last 21 games. Utah is 19.6% on the power play this season, which ranks 10th in the league. Thunder have a pretty good penalty kill. They're 5th in the league on the PK at 85.9%. Grizzlies made a line change during the last whistle as Utah wins the draw. Christian Felton, he fires towards the net. Puck pinballs around in the slot and slides towards the left corner. Running it down is Timofeyev. He trying to get towards Friesen. Friesen, the corner battles. Now Timofeyev joins the play along with Riley Connors. 3-on-3 scrum over the near corner. Now back up top towards Felton. Felton will loft it back in as the puck bounces towards Wichita. He feeds it back up top, and it's kicked around by Felton, who keeps it in. Felton skates towards his right. He's now in the high slot. He'll push it back towards Timofeyev. He gets to the left goal line, trying to center it out in front towards Friesen. It goes wide. 22 seconds left in the power play as Timofeyev towards the left circle, dancing around. He gets double teamed as Timo has the puck lift off his stick, and now it goes up top. Felton backhands it towards Timofeyev, who's over in the left wing just outside the circle. He gets the left goal line for Connors, back to Timofeyev, up top to Felton. Late in the power play, now to Timofeyev, left circle. 3 seconds left in the power play. Timofeyev dancing around, and now he fires towards the net, and it's blocked. As coming out of the penalty box is Noah Beck. And we're still scoreless, less than 6 minutes left in the first period. Puck slides back towards neutral ice. Grizzlies get it. Left wing feed towards Connors at the Wichita line. As he collides, now Connors has a little bit of beef with John Gormsley, as I think the whistle blew, and Gormsley, after the whistle, took a shot at Connors. The two linesmen separate. Van Roboys and Connors, even though it looked like it was originally John Gormley, they got after it with Riley Connors. So Utah, we believe, is called for offside with 5:49 left in the first period. Still no score. Both teams are 0 for 1 on the power play. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
Five minutes, 49 seconds left in the first period. Still no score between the Grizzlies and Thunder. Utah has outshot Wichita 7-6. Nobody on either side has more than one shot. Kyle Kaiser stopped all 6 he has seen. Roddy Ross, the Wichita goaltender, stopped all 7 he has seen. Both teams had one power play opportunity, and both teams are 0 for 1 in the man advantage. Neutral zone drive to the Grizzlies were called for offside. Wichita wins the faceoff. Grizz skate from right to left as we see the game on Flow Sports. Your mind's eye see it on YouTube. Thunder skating. Grizzlies take it away. Now behind the net, Noah Gansky gets it towards Stucker. Stucker zips it ahead, but the puck stays in the Grizzlies zone. Now Utah, John Gillette delivers a hit. Puck goes back to neutral ice, and Wichita skies it back in. Gansky gets the idle puck behind Utah's net. Will nudge it ahead. John Gillette races out towards center ice. No push it in as Barbashev chases after it. As Barbashev collides with the Thunder skater. Barbashev gives the Thunder skater a little bit of lumber. As the puck goes towards the right wing, Grizzlies in the offensive zone. As Enns will tap it around the boards. Grizzlies chasing after Barbashev with a big-time hit. Oh, he's delivered some good hits, and he's played good hockey for the Grizzlies over the last few weeks. Grizzlies will crank one back in as it bounces off the Ross's pad. And the Thunder out towards center ice. Van Roboys, he seems to have had the puck on his stick all period. Gets towards Donovan Huell. As Huell skates towards the right point. He'll lay it on a tee to the right side. Centering pass. Van Roboys hacking away. Kaiser makes 1, 2 stops. Now the puck goes towards the left circle. Huell gets pushed by Gratton, but Huell's able to spin away from Gratton. Now Huell skates towards the right point. Now feed it to the corner as Wichita gets back up top. High slot dancing around. Stenell drops for Jack Barr. Skates towards the left wing. Barr trying to make a pass towards his right. It's picked off. Racing over the offensive line is Friesen trying to put a move on a Wichita defenseman. Now the Thunder sky it towards the left point. It's gloved and dropped by Weinstein, who miraculously was able to keep it in the Thunder zone. 4:08 on a moving clock, first period. Now Wichita will race out to center ice. Now the Thunder 1-on-3 skate over the offensive line, and they'll tap one towards the far goal line as Kaiser cuts it off and zips it around the boards. Now Wichita fires it in. That one's blocked. That shot was taken by John Gormley, the Bronx, New York native. Puck to the near goal line. Gloved and dropped by Weinstein. As Ricketts trying to get towards Shea. Kind of a soft pass. Now Ricketts gets it. One hands it ahead as Barbashev and Ricketts. As Ricketts gets the puck just outside the Wichita blue line, he'll backhand it in. Barbashev delivers a hit on a Thunder skater. Dancing around Jack Ricketts. We're still looking for the game's first goal. Ricketts gets it back deep behind Wichita's net. Shea backhands it off the near wing boards towards Stucker. Stucker on the high slot. Righty shot, and that one's blocked before it gets towards Ross. Rebound goes towards Dickman, who spins it to the far side. Now out to center ice. Stucker runs it down. Stucker's been outstanding for the Grizzlies as of late. Utah pushes it deep into the Thunder zone, and they make a line change away from the screen as there's 3:08 on a moving clock in the first period. Still looking for the game's first goal. Manning was originally supposed to be in the Grizzlies lineup, but I'm not sure we've seen him out there as of yet. So the Grizzlies might be working with 17 tonight. Genev out towards center ice, skates over the offensive line, veers to his right. Genev will skate towards the right corner, the first-year pro out of Penn State, as he gets it towards Timofeyev. Make that Connors. Connors will fire one off the Thunder skate. As Genev dances around, he's at the left goal line. As Genev's looking for a backhand shot, but it's blocked away before it gets towards Roddy Ross. Timofeyev trying to get towards Connors. Connors gets the puck in the left wing. He'll skate towards the point. Now Connors will skate towards the high slot. He fires towards the net, and it's blocked away. Puck pinballs back up top to Hanson Bukata. He'll slide one across to Enns, who gets sent off the boards. Now right side, Grizzlies still in the offensive zone. Genev fires a prayer towards the net, and that one misses. As the Grizzlies towards the left wing, as Riley Connor skates towards the high slot. He fires a righty shot, and that one's blocked away before it gets to Ross. Puck pinballs around, and the Thunder clear it out. As he sky it deep into the Grizzlies zone, cross-country flight is run down by Hanson Bukata. He'll sweep one angle left. Genev, left point, lefty shot saved by Ross. 2 minutes left in the first period as teams are playing over in the air capital of Wichita, Kansas. Thunder skate over the offensive line onside. That was number 24, Nick Nardicia. Now a shot and a score. Everybody going to congratulate Jack Barr. I don't think it's Barr that scored as the Thunder take a 1-0 lead with 1:49 left in the first. Nardicia got around John Gillette, got towards the left side, fired a righty shot past Kaiser. So it's Nick Nardicia getting his second of the year. And just like that, the Thunder draw first blood. So Nick Nardicia gets his second goal of the year. He's a 5'10", 175-pound forward out of Macomb, Michigan. So draw at center ice And Wichita leads 1-0. Grizzlies did have a ton of offensive zone time just before the Wichita goal. Now the Thunder escape back in. Left wing, lefty shot, and that one misses as the puck goes towards the right side. Now zipping around the boards as Noah Gansky. I think he's got an A on his sweater as he's got an A along with Neil Shea, and Tyler Granton's wearing the captain's C. As the Thunder backhanded deep to the far corner of the Grizzlies zone as Wichita skates back up top. Now the puck slides to neutral ice as the Grizzlies will switch up forwards, and we haven't seen Manning out there even though he was listed originally in the lineup, so it looks like the Grizzlies are going with 17 as Thunder dump it in. As Wichita back behind Kaiser's net, Grizzlies take it away. Reed Webster will bounce one off the boards. It stays in the Grizzly zone. Thunder get it to the middle of the ice. They pass misconnected. Getting it to the right point is Gormley, who skate around Utah's net. Gormley wrap around, shot saved by Kaiser. Everybody hacking away. Grizzlies come up with it as they'll bounce one off the boards, and it goes over the head of a Thunder skater. The play stops with 49.1 seconds left in the first. Something must have happened away from the screen. There was certainly a lot of action out in front of Kyle Kaiser. As faceoff's going to be deep in the Grizzlies zone. We'll skate 5-on-5. Snardicia's goal was assisted by Jack Barr, 18-11 into the first period. So Thunder have a 1-0 lead. Coming into play, it's Wichita's 27th game of the year. They came into play having scored first in 13 of 26, exactly half of their games. So Wichita scores first for their 14th time this season. Down the middle of the ice, a Thunder skater gets around Christian Felton. Felton trips up Lucas Van Roboys. Grizzlies race out to center ice. Huell delivers a big hit on a Grizzly. Felton overskates the puck. Weinstein fires in from neutral ice. And that one's sticked away by Tyler Jetty, number 81. And the Grizzlies are called for offside with 27 seconds left in the first. Thunder 7-3-1-2 when scoring first this season. And now for the Grizzlies, it's game 28 of the regular season. Grizzlies have scored first in exactly half of their games. They have now scored first in 14 of 28 as they came in scoring first in 14 of 27. Two teams are pretty evenly matched, and this seems to be a pretty interesting series. Third meeting this season between the clubs. Wichita won 6-4 on November 6th, and Utah got a 2-0 victory on November 7th, and goals from Luke Manning and Neil Shea. Kaiser will sweep it towards the near wing boards. Now the Thunder centering pass, lefty shot, and that one misses, as I'm not sure if the shot really was gotten off by Jay Dickman. Now he looks to center it. Grizzlies pick it off. 5 seconds left in the period. Jay crosses center ice. He'll sky one towards Ross, who gloves it and drops it to keep the play alive. Now the puck goes out of play, and that will do it for 20 minutes over at INTRUST Bank Arena, as the Thunder have a 1-0 lead on a goal from Nick Nardicia, assisted by Declan Smith and Jack Barr. So both teams will head to the locker room. And this looks like it's going to be a pretty fun series. Both teams seem to be evenly matched, and both teams seem to have pretty good goaltending play. The difference in the game is the Nardicia goal that was scored 18-11 into the first. We'll come back and recap the first period and also go over some scores from around the world of sports. We'll also talk a little bit about the 2025 calendar year. The Grizzlies are looking for their 30th win in the calendar year of 2025. They came into play with a record of 29, 35, 6, and 2 during the 2025 year. Wichita leads 1-0 after 20 minutes of play. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West, or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
After 20 minutes of play, Wichita leads 1-0 in what seemed to be a very evenly matched first period. I'm Tyson Whiting, third meeting this season between the clubs, and we'd like to welcome those of you who watched the University of Utah defeat Nebraska 44-22 in the Las Vegas Bowl. Utah ends their season with an 11-2 record. Nebraska ends with their 2025 campaign with a 7-6 mark. Well, there were two penalties in the first period. Both teams had a power play. Neil Shea got a hooking minor, 7:35 into the first, and the Grizzlies were successful on the penalty kill. Noah Beck, one of the best rookie defensemen in the league, picked up a hooking minor. Actually, that was a holding minor for Wichita, 11:56 in, and the Grizzlies couldn't capitalize on the power play. It looked like it was going to be a scoreless game after one period, but then Wichita got the puck, and it was interesting. Grizzlies had a ton of offensive zone time for a good minute there between the 17 and 18 minute mark of the first period. And then Wichita got it. And in the transition game, it was Jack Bargan to Nick Nardicia, who skated towards the left wing, got around a Grizzly, and Nardicia fired a righty shot from the left circle past Kaiser. It didn't get up, it didn't get down, it just somehow got through the Utah goaltender, and the Thunder took a 1-0 lead. Barr picked up the main assist, and it's also believed that Declan Smith might get the second assist. That would be Smith's fourth assist of the year, and Jack Barr will get his 8th assist of the campaign. And for Nick Nardicia, it's his second goal, and this is 26th game of the season. So Wichita leads 1-0 for the Grizzlies. They outshot the Thunder 15-12 in the first period, and quite a few of those shots actually came in the minute leading up to the Wichita goal. Grizzlies had plenty of offensive zone time and did everything but find the back of the net. Danny Genev leads Utah with 5 shots. Riley Connors and Neil Shea each have 2 shots, and 6 other Grizzlies with 1 shot through one period. It's certainly not surprising to see Danny Genev lead the case in shots. He came into play leading Utah with 96 shots on goal. So he had 5 to the mark. He's the first Grizzly to get over 100 shots on goal, as he's now at 101. We had mentioned it's an interesting battle of 2 of the top rookies in the league. Danny Genev and Wichita's Noah Beck reached time for the league lead with 25 points among rookies. Genev has 9 goals and 16 assists, and Noah Beck has 6 goals and 19 assists. Beck leads all rookies with 19 assists, and Genev is in second with 16. Among the Thunder's 12 shots, Lucas Van Roboys and John Gormley each have 2 shots, then 8 other Thunder skaters with 1 shot. Roddy Ross, the Wichita goaltender, saved all 15 in the first period, and Utah's Kyle Kaiser saved 11 of 12. Both goaltenders in tonight's game are 1-0 against their opposition, as Kaiser got a 29-save shutout against Wichita on November 7th. A day before that, Roddy Ross got a victory against Utah where he saved 26 of 30. So we'll see what happens over in the second period, but the Thunder have a 1-0 lead. And it's interesting, Wichita's played 27 games this season. They've scored first in 14 of 27, and for the Grizzlies, it's game 28, and Utah has scored first in 14 of their 28 games. Well, we'll see what happens. Is it going to be a close one? All the Thunder do is play close games. It's kind of interesting. You think about Wichita, 16 of their 26 games have been decided by 1 goal. Now, on the Grizzlies side, only 8 of 27 have been decided by 1. We got a 1-goal deficit. After 1 period of play, we'll see what the Grizzlies do in the middle frame. When we come back, we'll go over some other league scores and also some scores from around the National Hockey League. After 1 period, Wichita leads Utah 1-0. You're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
After one period, Wichita leads Utah 1-0. I'm Tyson Whiting, hanging out in the Professional Green Studios just outside the Grizzlies team store. Finals across the league, Trois-Rivières defeats Savannah 3-1. In overtime, Adirondack got a 3-2 victory over Maine. Former Grizzly defenseman Andrew Nilsson had one of the main goals. Reading defeats Jeff Carr's Norfolk Admirals 2-1. Former Grizzly Nathan Burke had one of the Reading goals. After two periods, Toledo and Kalamazoo are tied at 2. Former Grizzly Derek Dashke scored a first-period goal from Kalamazoo, and Walker scored a second-period goal for the Wings. So that game is tied at 2 after 2 periods, and Derek Dashke was certainly a bright spot for the Grizzlies during the 2025 calendar year, where he was selected as first-team All-League. He had 17 goals last season, and he was certainly a key contributor to the Grizzlies. Unfortunately, it wasn't a great year in the win-loss column, but Derek Dashke certainly had an outstanding year with the Grizzlies. And he, I think, had one of the best single-season defensive performances in Grizzlies history. After 2 periods, Indy leads Cincinnati 3-2. No former Grizzly on the scoring sheet of either team. After 2 periods, South Carolina leads Greenville 2-1. Ryan O'Reilly, not that Ryan O'Reilly, has the lone Greenville tally. 2 different South Carolina players have goals. After 2 periods, Worcester and Wheeling are tied. Actually, Worcester has a 4-1 lead over Wheeling. Minoto has 2 goals for Worcester and works as the lone Wheeling tally. And so Worcester, who has a 12-11 1-1 record, they lead Wheeling 4-1. And Wheeling's had an outstanding start to this season, as they've got a record of 26-1. After 1 period, Tulsa and Allen are tied at 1. Former Grizzly Dylan Fitz has a goal for the Oilers, 12:06 in. Colton Hargrove scored 8:24 for the Americans. Halfway through the first period, no score between Bloomington and Fort Wayne. Getting underway in about 20 minutes from now, Iowa is at Kansas City. And at 7 o'clock, Tahoe is at Rapid City. We'll keep an eye on the Tahoe Night Monsters. They'll be the Grizzlies' opponent in a 3-game series next week, as the Grizzlies will be at Tahoe Blue Event Center next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that should certainly be an interesting one. I think it's January 9th through the 11th. Friday, Saturday, Sunday series. Friday the 9th and Saturday the 10th will be 8 o'clock Mountain Time Zone starts, and Sunday, January 11th, that will be at 4 p.m. And that will be the first 3 games this season between the Grizzlies and Night Monsters. So that's the scores from around the league. In college football, the University of Utah got a 44-22 victory in the Las Vegas Bowl over Nebraska. Other finals in the ReliaQuest Bowl, Iowa defeats Vanderbilt 34-27. In the Sun Bowl, the tradition unlike any other on CBS. In fact, CBS has televised the Sun Bowl every year since 1968. Duke defeats Arizona State 42-39. Duke is the ACC champions. They finish up 9-5. Arizona State out of the Big 12 finish 8-5. In the Citrus Bowl, Texas defeat Kyle Whittingham's Michigan Wolverines 41-27. Kyle Whittingham isn't officially, he did not coach Michigan in the game. He was hired as Michigan's head coach just under a week ago. Texas ends at 10-3 on the year. Michigan ends 9-4. And it will certainly be interesting to see what the Kyle Whittingham era looks like over in Michigan. Just getting underway in the college football playoff game, Miami and Ohio State are scoreless. That's a rematch of the 2002 national championship game, which was the Fiesta Bowl, and that's certainly an interesting one. That one had some controversy as Miami believed that they had won, but there was a pass interference call in overtime. Ohio State ended up winning the 2002 national championship over Miami, and both programs are having outstanding years. Miami is 11-2 on the season. Ohio State is 12-1, and that game is scoreless as there's 12 minutes left in the first quarter. A lot of action in the National Hockey League. We'll come back and give you that. The real time for the start of the second period is 6 minutes and 34 seconds. We'll give you the NHL scores on the other side. You're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, and partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
After one period, Wichita leads Utah 1-0 as Nick Nardicia scored a goal 18-11 in. Finals across the National Hockey League. Lightning defeat the Ducks 4-3 in overtime. Former Grizzly Charles Edward Dastu had 1 assist. Dastu played 18 minutes and 48 seconds for the Lightning as Tampa got an overtime game winner from Darren Radish. He scored 2:47 into OT. Hagel and Vasilevsky with the assist. And so Tampa gets a 4-3 overtime victory over the Anaheim Ducks. In a shootout, Sharks defeat the Wild 4-3. Macklin Celebrini scored the shootout game winner. Other finals, Predators over the Golden Knights 4-2 as Reed Schaefer scored the game winner. There was a lot of goals in the first period. In fact, it looked like in the first period of that game, Predators scored 3 first-period goals. Golden Knights had 2. The game winner was early in the second period, and that was scored 11:52 in as Michael Bunting got his 10th of the year. Nobody scored in the final, say, 28 minutes of regulation as the Predators hold on for a 4-2 victory. Capitals over the Rangers 6-3. So that was an interesting Eastern Conference showdown. Capitals with a 3-goal win. Couple games in progress. Middle of the second period, Red Wings lead the Jets 2-0 as Mason Appleton and Dylan Larkin have the Detroit goals. After one period, Mason Marchment found the back of the net for Columbus. They lead New Jersey 1-0. Getting underway at 7 o'clock, the Grizzlies NHL affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche, will take on the St. Louis Blues. Colorado is 29-2-7 on the year. St. Louis comes into play with a record of 15-17-8. Also getting underway at 6 o'clock, Sabres are at the Stars. Now about Buffalo. They played some outstanding hockey as of late. They've won 9 in a row. They've got a record of 20-14-4. At 7:30, the Flyers are at the Flames, and also at 7:30, Bruins are at the Edmonton Oilers. So that's the action across the National Hockey League. Over at INTRUST Bank Arena in Wichita, Grizzlies had 15 shots, but Roddy Ross stopped all 15. Danny Genev leads Utah with 5 shots on goal. The lone goal was scored by Nick Nardicia as he fired a righty shot from the left circle, 18-11 in, with Declan Smith and Jack Barr getting the assists. Both teams had 1 power play, and both clubs are 0 for 1 on the man advantage tonight. We'll come back and have second period action on the other side. You've been tuned into the Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
Now we're about set for second period action over at INTRUST Bank Arena as the Thunder lead the Grizzlies 1-0. It's the last game of the calendar year for both clubs, and for the Grizzlies, it's the last game in December. Utah is looking to go to 500 in the month of December. They've got a record of 4-5. There were 8 players who appeared in every game in the month of December. Danny Genev led the Grizzlies with 4 goals and 8 assists in 9 games in December. He obviously leads Utah with 25 points this season. Luke Manning had a pretty solid December. In his last 5 games has 1 goal and 6 assists, but it appears that he is out for the 3rd straight game. He actually was listed in the starting lineup, but I'm not sure that we've seen him out there, as it has been Evan Friesen that's been lined up with Reed Webster and Tyler Gratton. And that will be the 3 forwards to start for the Grizzlies in the second period, with Stucker and Gansky, the defensive pairing. As the Thunder will start with the same 5 that started the game: Mikhail Stenell, Lucas Van Roboys, and Donovan Huell, with a defensive pairing of Kirby Proctor and Nolan Neem. Grizzlies will skate from left to right as we see it on Flow Sports. We do ask for a little bit of patience as we are at the mercy of this one-camera feed. Friesen will take the draw, and it goes back towards Van Roboy, so we'll pitch it behind him. As the Thunder win the face-off, they'll get it ahead. It's off the stick, and Himpany ops towards Kyle Kaiser, and Kaiser outlets it towards the right point. Now the Thunder signing past to Stenell, and that one might have gotten a piece of Gratton's stick as the puck is cleared out to center ice. Gratton overskates it. Now cutting down the middle of the ice is Stucker. Will pitch it towards Gratton. Gratton dropped it up, but nobody was home but Van Roboys. Problem he plays for Wichita. He crosses center ice and dumps it in. As he chases after it, collides with Gansky. As Webster gets behind his net, he'll tap it off the boards and goes out to center ice. That's going to go all the way down for a Utah icing, as we get a whistle 36 seconds into the second period. We'd mentioned during the pregame show that Evan Friesen's got a point in six straight games. Friesen is a +7 in his last 5 games. Friesen and Reed Webster each lead the Grizzlies with 5 goals in the month of December. Friesen's +7 rating leads the Grizzlies during the month. Dylan Wells led Utah goaltenders with 3 victories in December, 3 of the 4 wins. Casimir Kaskasuo had the other. Thunder have the puck in the offensive zone. High slot, righty shot. That's blocked before it gets to Kaiser. As the Grizzlies dance around, Stucker feeds it in front of his net to Gansky, tape to tape. Gansky, angle left, feeds it towards the middle of the ice. Now Webster gets it. Webster bounces one off of Ross as he fired towards the net. That's the Grizzlies' 16th shot on goal tonight. Ross has stopped all 16. Thunder dump it in as a Hanson Bukata, along with Colby Enns. Puck bounces off a Webster stick and it slides towards the far wing boards. As Webster trying to get towards Genev, it's tapped away. Thunder drop it for Jake Dickman, who gets to the left goal line. Now back towards Dickman to the middle of the ice, and the Grizzlies clear it up and out. As Genev races across center ice, right wing with a puck, he accelerates, and he falls down as he got knocked down by Tyler Jetty. Puck ricochets off the boards towards center ice. Now back into the Thunder zone as the puck might have bounced off the referee. Tonight, the referee is Elliot Grauer, and the linesmen are Duncan McGarrett and Joey Kramer. Thunder out towards center ice. Now it's gloved by Colby Enns as Dickman trying to loft it over Enns. Now Enns gets the puck, and he'll tap it ahead. As now Wichita crosses center ice with the puck, and Jetty dumps it in. He'll get off the ice for a change. Kaiser whips it around the boards. Grizzlies in their black jerseys, white numbers, professional green trims. The Thunder get it back at their blue line. And a blue line to blue line feed as Spencer Blackwell trying to dump to center one. Now the Grizzlies get it back towards the right wing at center ice. Shea over the offensive line, stops on the right point. He'll feed one across, puck gets some air under it, and it goes out of play. 17:42 left in the second. As it looked like Shea was hanging out in the right point, just trying to get it across to a teammate, in which time to glance out there, stick and flies out of play. So draws give me the Wichita zone. 17:42 left in the second. Well, there's a lot of sports and entertainment options out there. We appreciate everybody who decided to spend New Year's Eve with the Grizzlies. Draws over in the right circle as Riley Connors will take it. He's out there with Shea and Barbashev. As Wichita takes the puck, and they'll race out towards center ice left wing. As Blackwell dumps it in, as it rides around the boards, as the puck. As Weinstein gets back towards Barbashev, he's in the near corner. Barbashev will fire it off the glass. Puck goes to center ice. Shea chasing after it, but Proctor gets it cleanly. He'll move it across to Nolan Neen. Neen rink wide feeds, picked off by Barbashev at the Utah line. He zips it across to his left, looking for Connors off of Wichita's stick. As the Thunder will get it out to center ice. Now Wichita trying to get around a Grizzly, but Utah cuts him off. Now Barbashev on the right wing drops for Connors over the offensive line. Connors righty shot and a score. Oh, look, they hit the near goal line. And the Grizzlies believe they have scored as the referee puts both hands in the air and says no goal. Connors is over in the high slot. Bounce went off for Ross, and the puck trickled past him. It hit the near post, and it appears it's still a 1-0 game. As Ross was in the butterfly and ricocheted off the post, looked like it never crossed the goal line. And they stopped play as there's 17 minutes even in the second period. Like Riley Connors was inches away from getting his third of the year. As a trickle past Ross, but hit the near post. Wichita crosses center ice, skates over the offensive line, right wing, righty shot, glove saved by Kaiser, and he snatched it in a backhand save. 16:52 is left in the second. Draws give me in the Grizzlies zone. So a close call there for Riley Connors, and he was looking for his third of the year, and that one, as Maxwell Smart would say, missed it by that much. Gillette will take the draws. It appears the Grizzlies are going with 11 forwards, as we haven't seen Luke Manny tonight, even though he was listed as being in the lineup. A draw won by Utah is Christoph Filion. He's back after missing a handful of games. Filion wearing number 25. He's got 2 goals in 9 games this season. Gets some lumber on the back from a Thunder skater. Stucker gets hit. Gillette shadows a Thunder skater, and that's Declan Smith. Now Smith chases after the puck over in the far corner. Gansky boxes him out. Gillette in the area. Another Thunder skater joins the play. Genev and Stucker look nearby. Now the puck goes back to Wichita. They get it towards the right circle. Righty shot. Blocker saved by Kaiser. Puck goes towards the left wing. Noah Beck dances around. He's being shadowed by Filion. Now Beck tees over to the left side. Now cross ice pass. Right wing. Righty shot saved by Kaiser. And play stops with 16:15 left in the second. So Draws going to be back in the Grizzlies zone. Both teams are pretty close to even in terms of how many shots they take per game. Thunder are 7th in the league, averaging 32.5 shots. Grizzlies are 8th in the league, taking exactly 32 shots per game. Both teams had quite a few good looks in the first period. And here early in the second, Grizzlies have outshot the Thunder 2-1. So Utah has a 17-14 edge in the shot count. Draw one by Utah. They're in their own zone, skating from left to right as they get it out towards center ice. And now puck pinballs off a couple sticks. Wichita gets it back in their own end as we played 4 minutes of this second period. And nobody has scored in the middle frame. Wichita leads 1-0. Thunder, centering pass goes wide as Kaiser did the splits as he sprawled towards his right to chase after it. Now the Grizzlies get the puck. As Lepster carries it in, but the Grizzlies are offside with 15:49 left in the second. Danny Genev leads the shot count with 5. Riley Connors has 3. And if you're talking about the play of the second period so far, it was Connors from the high slot, bouncing one off of Roddy Ross, but the puck just bounced off the near post and came inches away from tying it up. Friesen will take the drives out there with Granton and Lepster. It's a neutral zone draft. The Grizzlies were called for offside. As Van Roboys is kicked out of the face-off circle, Donovan Kuehl will take the draw. Face-off won by Utah. As getting it at Utah ice is Weinstein. He'll sweep it ahead. As Granton from just outside the Wichita line dumps it in. Tyler Jetty, number 81. He's had some success. He shovels it ahead. The puck bounces off a couple sticks. Granton will back in it to the right corner. Puck skips on the ice. As behind Wichita's net. Thunder get it back towards the far side. Now Friesen. Sarah's to Lepster. I'll take a lefty, righty shot. Oh, glove saved by Ross. Boy, Friesen found a cutting Webster out in front of the net, and Ross made a glove save to keep it a 1-0 game. Boy, golden opportunity. Webster was all alone, fired it about waist high, and somehow, some way, Roddy Ross was able to snatch it with his left glove. So that keeps it a 1-0 Wichita lead. Draw's going to be over in the right circles. The Grizzlies have Jack Ricketts out there with Stepan Timofeyev and Danny Genev. So Connors had a pretty good look from the high slot, and right there, Reed Webster had all the time in the world, and Webster's Utah's best goal scorer. He's got 14 this season, which ranks 5th in the league. As the Thunder skied out towards center ice, now a battle over in the right point of the Wichita line. As the Thunder will snap it ahead, Grizzlies chase after it. Hanson Bukata and company, and icing is on Wichita with 15:08 left in the second. So you got to tip your cap to Roddy Ross. Grizzlies have had their chances, but Ross has held strong as it's still a 1-0 Wichita lead. Grizzlies have been a pretty good goal-scoring team as of late. They came into play having scored 20 goals in their last 4 games. They've been a pretty strong third-period club as well. They've got a third-period goal in 10 straight games, and they've scored 18 goals in their last 10 games in the third period. So Grizzlies just looking to keep it within striking range going into the final 20 minutes. The Thunder will tap it out to center ice. Timofeyev gets the loose puck, and he'll drive it back in. As Nolan Neen throws it behind his back, Timofeyev backhand feed towards Ross, and that's sticked away by Genev, who's out in front of the crease. Now the puck back towards center ice. Colbiens gets it ahead. Thunder stride back after it as Nolan Neen gets it behind Wichita's net. Thunder in kind of a grayish, silverish-looking jersey as they drop it off to the middle of the ice for Krankovic, who he loses it as he was battling with Colbiens. Grizzlies force it back to center ice. Thunder carry it back in. Peter Bates and Noah Gansky spin each other around. Grizzlies whip it around the boards. Hanson Bukata nudges it ahead. Keeping it in is Wichita. They'll bounce it into the far corner. Enns gets the idle puck, and he'll dance around a couple Thunder skaters. Now slide one across. Wichita gets out the boards, trying to jump past a double team is Kyle Jeffers. Now the Grizzlies get it with Timofeyev. Skates towards the right circle. Timo avoids a check, gets knocked down. And the Grizzlies keep it in the offensive zone. Stucker will tap it off a Wichita skate. Thunder skate around Ross's net. Now they'll drop it off as the Thunder spread the ice. Jay Dickman will move it ahead. It's Dickman's 6th or 7th year with the Thunder. Stucker over the offense line. He fires towards the net. Kick saved by Ross off his right pad. Now the Grizzlies get to Shea. Goes behind his net. Thunder back towards the right corner. Barbashev in the area. Thunder will snap it out to center ice. Grizzlies saucer it ahead. And now Utah will skeep back into their own zone. Utah will push it out to center ice for Barbashev. Maxime Barbashev's brother is Ivan Barbashev of the Vegas Golden Knights. Grizzlies still deep in their own zone. Stucker pedals to his right. Now he drops for Barbashev, who crossed the center red line, trying to get towards Connors, who was overled for him. Now Stucker will snipe it back in. Now the Thunder back towards the left wing as they looked for a cross-ice pass, but it bounced off of Spencer Blackwell's stick. He didn't get much on it. Shea across center ice. He'll zip it around the boards. Goes towards the left point. Wichita will sky it out to center ice. And it bounced off a Thunder stick. Blackwell tries to get around Enns. Skates towards the left corner for the loose puck. As Blackwell and goals Felton, but the Thunder get towards the right side. Declan Smith one-timer misses wide and high. As Jetty will curl the puck around the wall. This goes towards the right point. Thunder fire towards the net. Saved by Kaiser. Puck ends up behind Kaiser's left shoulder. Thunder get the loose puck as Colbiens delivers a hip check on Nardicia, the lone goal scorer tonight. And now we get a whistle as the puck slid towards Kaiser and play stops with 12:28 left in the second period. Grizzlies had a couple good looks by Connors and Webster, but it's still a 1-0 game. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Thunder lead 1-0 as Nick Nardicia scored 18-11 into the first period. Utah did get golden opportunities from Riley Connors, who had the puck trickle past Roddy Ross, and the puck rang off the near post. And then Reed Lepster had a grade A chance on a centering pass from Evan Friesen, and he was denied by Roddy Ross. Drowns give me over in the left circle of the Grizzlies zone. Utah does have a slight edge in the shot count. The puck won by Utah towards the left corner. Now Wichita dancing around as they'll bounce one around Kaiser's net. Hanson Buchanan, the first-year pro out of RIT in Ohio State, gets to Gillette, back to AHB. They'll move it across the ends, back to AHB as they play catch. AHB with a strong outlet pass to center ice, goes to Utah. As they skate in onside, they'll tap one off for Wichita. Stick it rolls on to Ross. We'll kick it back towards the far side. Grizzlies skate from left to right here in the period. Now at center ice, Christian Felton battles. The Grizzlies will pitchfork it in as Ricketts chases after it. As Ricketts delivers a blow on a Wichita skater as the glass goes swaying back and forth. Action in the Thunder zone. John Gillette, the first-year pro at a Holy Cross, gets to the right side. Now Ricketts, he gets hit from behind. Felton keeps in right point. As Filion will feed it towards the right corner. Nobody in particular. Weinstein delivers a push. Once again, the glass goes swaying back and forth. As the Thunder out to center ice. Pass was overled for a Thunder skater as Christian Felton crosses center ice right wing. He'll veer off to his left. He's now at the middle of the ice, crosses the Wichita blue line, trying to get to Lepster, but the puck goes back to center ice. Grizzlies will backpedal into their own zone. Weinstein gets it ahead. We're skating 5-on-5 as Lepster with a right wing feed looking for Gratton. It goes in deep, but Gratton might have gotten a piece of it as Lepster was at Utah ice because there's no icing. McElston out. The longtime Thunder skater gets it ahead left wing as Wichita gets bounced by Noah Gansky. As Gansky delivered a big hit on Donovan Huell. Van Roboy's over in the corner as he collides with Stucker. Puck goes back up top. Kirby Proctor out of Lloydminster, Alberta, gets it ahead. Now Van Roboy's gets it back, and Gratton lights up Kirby Proctor as that was over in the high slot. Now Gratton gets the puck over towards Lepster, and Lepster will tap it as it hits off the ice a couple times. Ross will feed it towards the far corner. As Lepster trying to center it, and it's picked off by the Thunder as Utah's going with 11 forwards, as we haven't seen Luke Manning out there, even though he was listed in the Utah starting lineup. Thunder skate in, but they're offside as the whistle blows with 10:24 left in the second. So we're about at the halfway point of this scheduled 60-minute affair. It's the first game for the Grizzlies since they won 7-4 on December 21st. And for Wichita, it's their first game since December 20th when they lost to the Tahoe Night Monsters. The only goal of the game was scored by Nick Nardicia, 18-11 into the first period, with Declan Smith and Jack Barr getting the assists. Grizzlies outshot the Thunder 15-13 in the first period. And Utah has a 4-2 edge in the shot count. Actually, it's 5-2 in the second period. So the Grizzlies have outshot the Thunder 20-15. Danny Genev leads Utah with 5 shots. Riley Connors has 3. A few other Grizzlies with 2 shots as well. Action in the Grizzlies zone as Hanson Buchanan will get it ahead towards Genev as the puck is skied into the Thunder zone. Proctor chases after it, and icing is on Utah with 10:07 left in the second. Last game of the 2025 calendar year, Reed Lepster has scored more goals than any other Grizzly during 2025. Lepster has 26 goals in the 2025 calendar year that spans between 2 seasons. Luke Manning and Keaton Mastrodonado had 15 goals for Utah. In 2025, Neil Shea with 14, and Derek Dashke had 13. Dashke actually scored a goal for Kalamazoo tonight in their game against, I think, Toledo. So we'll get an update on that score a little bit later on. Face-offs over in the left circle of the Grizzlies zone after Utah was called for icing. As Utah moves it out towards center ice. Ricketts gets the puck. He'll drop it for Timofeyev over to Genev. Back to Timofeyev in the right corner. Timo loses control of the puck as Wichita comes back up with it. Actually, Hanson Buchanan had a glance off his stick. Thunder skeet down the middle of the ice. Righty shot and a score. Jack Barr fired it through Kyle Kaiser with 9:46 left in the second. And Wichita takes a 2-0 lead. Barr just skated down Broadway. Oh, I'm not sure if he was I'm not sure if there was offside or not. It looked like it was pretty close. It looked like a Thunder skater raised his skate above the blue line. That's one of those. If this is the National Hockey League, they would be possibly challenging with the Grizzlies for an offside. It was very close to being offside. And I got to imagine John Mechanic and Ryan Anderson are letting the linesman know just that as the linesman's looking at the Utah bench. The Grizzlies are screaming that there should have been offside on the play. It wasn't called, and it's 2-0 Wichita's Jack Barr gets his second goal of the year. Barr now has a multiple-point game with 1 goal and 1 assist. Grizzlies ice it down, and icing is called on Utah, so we'll go ahead back towards Kyle Kaiser. And so Jack Barr gets his second of the year, and the Grizzlies are continuing their argument, as it definitely looked like as Barr was skating into the offensive zone, another player raised his skate and was in the Grizzlies zone before Barr came in with the puck. So Barr with the goal, Jay Dickman with the lone assist. Dickman gets his 12th assist of the year. It's 2-0 Wichita, as there's 9:39 left in the second. Face-off won by Utah, and we're not going to get an extra replay. The Grizzlies ice it down, and icing is going to be called on Utah with 9:32 left in the second. We're not going to get a second look at, obviously, the replay with the kind of being a hometown homer kind of broadcast, and with a broadcast feed that is favored and catered definitely towards the home team. But we'd like to get an extra look at that, as it is possible that offside could have been called on Wichita prior to that second goal. But nevertheless, it's 2-0 Wichita. The Grizzlies have the work cut out for them as they look for a comeback bid. Thunder win the draw as Beck gets it across. Right wing. Righty shot misses wide as they put a dent into the inboards. Puck goes back to neutralize. Wichita comes up with it as the Thunder tag back up. As throwing it in is Kyle Jeffers. He chases after it. Christian Felton skates around Utah's net towards the far side. As Neil Shea will push it ahead. Out towards center ice. Connors tried to get it, but Wichita swept it before he was able to get the puck. Got about 9 minutes left in the second period. Thunder lead 2-0 as they cross center ice. 3-on-3. Thunder over the offense line as they'll drop it for Jeffers. Looks to center it. Off a Grizzly stick. Utah throws it up but not out. Tyler Jetty gets the right wing. Righty shot. Saved by Kaiser. He bobbled it for a quarter of a second before he covered up in front of the crease. 8:52 is left in the second period. Jack Barr scored, but it was a little bit controversial among Grizzlies fans' eyes. Thunder 2, Grizzlies nothing. We're back in 1 minute on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
8:52 is left in the second period. Wichita leads 2-0. Nick Nardicia scored a first period goal, and Jack Barr scored in the second period, which looked very close to being offside. It is very possible that Wichita was onside, but we'd probably need a couple extra looks at it. Left goal line, Wichita's shot, and that's blocked. The Thunder in the offensive zone. Grizzlies skate from left to right as we see it on Flow Sports. As Wichita skates towards the left corner. Gillette in the area along with Stucker as the puck slides back towards the far corner. Christoph Filion gets pushed in the back by Nick Nardicia. As over in the right corner, Wichita gets after the Grizzlies. Fumbled it for half a second. Now back behind Kaiser's net. He looks over his left shoulder as the scrum slides back towards the corner as Filion battles up as Gillette joins the play trying to offer a screen so Filion can win the one-on-one battle, and Utah comes out with the puck. Utah will bounce one around Noah Gansky out to center ice. Gansky overskates it. Now taking it's John Gillette. As Grizzlies appear to be without Luke Manning tonight. Manning was actually listed as a starter, but I'm not sure we've seen him out there this evening. Right wing feed at the Wichita line connects to Gillette, who skates in, but everybody stops skating as the Grizzlies are called for offside with 7:59 left in the second. Reed Lepster, we'd mentioned, he led the Grizzlies in 2025 in goals with 26. He also leads the Grizzlies in the 2025 calendar year with 28 assists, and he leads Utah with 187 shots on goal. So if we're talking about the unofficial, and it's obviously difficult to talk about because it balances between two seasons, kind of the second half of the 2024-25 season, the first half of this campaign. But between that, Reed Lepster has probably been Utah's best player, certainly statistically, in all three categories. It's Tyler Gratton from the high slot, fires it in wide on a lefty shot. Puck goes towards the right side, and unfortunately with this remote feed, we kind of have to go with a little bit of a TV style. We apologize to those tuned in on the audio-only broadcast. As Wichita back towards the near side, gets to Kirby Proctor across center ice. He'll feed it to his right as the Thunder skate around. Timofeyev actually Friesen as goes towards the right corner. As Lepster joins the play as Friesen battles with number 10, Lucas Van Roboys. Van Roboys seems to have had the puck on his stick all night. Now the Thunder get towards the right side. Shot is blocked. Now back to the middle of the ice. Righty shot, and that's blocked as well. As Noah Beck towards the left point. He'll move it towards the corner for Van Roboys, who lets it go. Colby ends around Utah's net. Stops, and he gets it towards Hanson Buchanan, who gets some lumber in the back from Huel. Puck goes back towards the left point. Van Roboys off the Grizzlies skate. Now to the high slot. Van Roboys dives to try to keep it in, but the puck trickles out to center ice. Thunder will reset. 6:50 on a moving clock, second period. As Beck crosses center ice, he'll move it to his right. Now the Thunder trying to get it back to Beck on the give and go. Off this stick, and the Grizzlies will carry it out across center ice. 1-on-2. Geneva over the offensive line. He'll skate towards the left circle, and he'll take a lefty shot, and that one can't quite tell where the puck ended up. Looked like it bounced off of Ross, the goaltender, who's played a solid game. Thunder will loft it out to center ice, gloved and dropped by Felton. Also get it back to Weinstein. Weinstein's cross-country feed to the right side as Beck delivers a hit on a Grizzly. As Timofeyev tried to fire from neutral ice. Now the Thunder out to center ice as Felton, he tried to bounce it around. Now Felton gets the puck back. He'll feed a north-south pass down the middle of the ice to Timofeyev as the Thunder will sweep it off the near wing boards. Felton right point fires towards the net. Ricochets off the end boards as Timofeyev battles with a Thunder skater. Genev will get it to the far corner as Weinstein cycles it back towards Timofeyev, and the puck goes past him out to neutral ice and beyond towards Grizzlies territory. As Utah will skate around Kaiser. Now Felton stops on a dime. We mentioned his skating skills, and he certainly put those on display tonight. Thunder of the offensive line. Grizzlies tap it back to center ice. Now the Thunder drive it back in. Kaiser behind his net. Dickman in the area, but the puck is pushed back towards Sage Weinstein. Now the Grizzlies get it back. As Wichita back towards the right wing, get around Felton. Now looking for a centering pass off a Thunder stick. It stays in play. As Barbashev crashes himself off the boards. Left wing Gormley shots blocked. Grizzlies will race out to center ice. A Grizzly falls down on a back check. Apparently no call. As Thunder skeet towards the middle of the ice. High slot. Righty shot misses as they miss the net stick side on Kaiser. Proctor off of Barbashev. Barbashev gets it 2-on-1. He'll skeet towards the right side. Siren pass. Lefty shot. And Shea must have had it bounce off of Ross, or maybe he went wide glove stick side on Ross. As Shea back towards the right wing, fires lefty shot, saved by Ross. Now Gansky gets it back. He'll get it towards the left wing, and that shot's blocked. Thunder have blocked quite a few shots here. 4.5 minutes left in the second period. And the Thunder will loft it deep in the Grizzly zone. Noah Gansky gets it. Rink wide feed, angle right, off of Shea, on towards Connors, who gets back checked and gets divorced from the puck. As the Thunder will sky it out towards Utah ice. Grizzlies get it. As Gansky over to Stucker. Stucker will bounce one into the Thunder zone. As Wichita comes back up with it. Puck goes back to center ice. A Grizzly has an angle in it. As Colbiens gets it, but closing the gap with good speed was Nick Nardicia. Stucker feeds towards the near wing boards. As Stucker will move it towards his left. And he was looking for a Grizzly, but it was overled. Now it's out to center ice. Colby ends with the puck. He's at the Utah blue line. And he'll saucer it across, and icing is on Utah as Stucker's long-range pass was incomplete. So the draw's going to come into the Thunder zone with 3:44 left in the second. In terms of Grizzlies who have led the club in assists during the 2025 calendar year, Reed Lepster leads the way with 28. Luke Manning and Nils Shea have 25. Keaton Mastrodonato is currently with the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. He has 24 assists for Utah during the calendar year. And Derek Dashke, who's currently with Kalamazoo, had 20 assists for the Grizzlies from January 1st through early April at the end of last season. Thunder have the puck as they feed it behind Utah's net. Now the Grizzlies turnover, right side, lefty shot saved by Kaiser. Enns gets the puck. He'll backhand it ahead to Geneva, who gets hit in the back. Puck slides to center ice where Noah Beck gets it. He'll feed it to the center ice logo for Van Roboys off the stick. Now Van Roboys gets it back. He veers off to his left. Van Roboys left wing over the offensive line. Gets around Hanson Bukata. AHB tried to one-hand it back to Neutrice, but the puck stays towards the left wing. Now it's taken by Gratton, who overskates it down the middle of the ice. Righty shot's blocked by Gratton. Kaiser dives in front of the crease to cover up, and he stops play with 3:08 left in the second. Time out on the ice. Thunder lead 2-0. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Wichita 2, Utah nothing. There's 3:08 left in the second period. In terms of shots, Utah had the advantage 15-12 in the first period. And here in the second period, and not that many shots on either side. Grizzlies with 6 and Wichita with 4. So Grizzlies maintain a 21-17 edge in the shot count. There hasn't been a single penalty called in the second period. Both teams are 0 for 1 on the power play. Nick Nardicia scored 18-11 into the first period, and Jack Barr scored 10-14 into the second, with a little bit of controversy as we believe, Wichita was either offside or they were very close to being offside. We couldn't really tell, but the one replay that we saw, it kind of looked like it was offside. But, unfortunately, no replay on that particular ruling, and they don't have offside challenges in this league. So it's a 2-0 game, and whether he was offside or not doesn't matter because it wasn't called. As the puck's at Neutrice, a Grizzly falls down as Van Roboys delivers some lumber on a Grizzly. Reed Lebster will race after the puck as it goes deep into the Thunder zone. Grizzlies wearing a black jersey, white numbers, professional green trim. Thunder kind of are in a grayish, silverish looking jersey with white numbers, which is certainly nice to see. As the Grizzlies get to the middle of the ice, Lebster shot saved by Ross. As Lebster got a good feed from Friesen about the high slot, and Ross bobbled it, but was able to make the stop. As Grizzlies back towards Neutrice, Stucker will feed it to his left. Grizzlies over the offense line. Genev toe drag, left wing, lefty shot, saved by Ross. And he holds on as Genev just outside the left circle fired away, but Ross is able to make the stop. And the Wichita goaltender, even though he'd been a little bit shaky in terms of rebounds, he's stopped them all here so far. Grizzlies had a couple good looks early in the second period. Riley Connors fired away from the high slot and it bounced off for Ross. Trickled past him and ricocheted off the near post. The Grizzlies missed a goal by a few inches. And then about a minute later, Evan Friesen had a nice centering pass for Reed Lebster, who was all alone about 10 feet in front of the crease. And he fired it about waist high, and Ross made a glove save. Thunder come up with the face-off victory in their own zone. They'll move it to their right, or their left out to center ice. As Gansky chases after, gets towards Stucker, and we will have to go with a little bit more of a TV style, unfortunately, with this video feed, as unfortunately we're not in Wichita as the Thunder cross center ice as they'll move it towards their left onside. Wichita dances around. Kyle Krankovic, their leading scorer, feeds to the left goal line. Bates look to center, and it's picked off, and it goes towards the right side now up top. Krankovic will lay it on a tee on the right point now across to Proctor, back to Krankovic. He fires lefty changeup that's blocked about 10 feet in front of Kaiser. Now the Grizzlies out towards center ice. Genev down the middle of the ice, lefty shot, and that one's kicked away by Ross. If not Ross, then it ended up going wide as Genev fired a low liner. Now Peter Bates loses control of the puck, and the Grizzlies turn it over. Kyle Krankovic, who's got outstanding speed. He'll move it to the right circle. Now centering pass bounces off a Grizzly, and that was Noah Gansky. Puck goes out to center ice, 2-on-1. Timofeyev towards the right side. Gets it back towards the left, and the shot was swung and missed by Connors. Now the Grizzlies get to Timofeyev. Siren pass, shot, and score! Timofeyev to Connors to the back of the net. And the Grizzlies get on the board with exactly 1 minute left in the second. Boy, Grizzlies with a 2-on-1. Timofeyev very patient on the second chance. Was able to get it to Riley Connors, and Connors puts it away for his third of the year. Shea got Timofeyev to the middle of the ice. Timofeyev very patient, moved it to his left for Connors, who found the back of the net. So Connors just gets his third goal. Timofeyev will get his 10th assist, and Neil Shea will get his 11th assist of the year. At the time of goal, 19 minutes into the second period. So it's now a 2-1 game as the forward line of Timofeyev, Shea, and Connors. And that's a three-man unit that hasn't worked together before, as Grizzlies do have an odd number of forwards. Grizzlies looking to tie it up as Connors over on the right side gets up top towards Ends. Ends in the right point. He'll take a righty shot, and that one's blocked. And might have gotten a piece of Ross, the goaltender. Puck towards the far side. Wichita will slide it back deep to Grizzlies ice, and icing is on Wichita as the clock stops at 34.7 seconds left in the second. So good to see Riley Connors get on the scoring sheet for Utah. Connors started the year playing in the American Hockey League with the Colorado Eagles. Connors had 2 goals in 8 games with Colorado. For Stepan Timofeyev, on December 21st, which was the most recent Grizzlies game before tonight, he had 1 goal and 3 assists. And so Timofeyev now has 10 assists on the year. And Neil Shea, he's just a consistent scorer. As the Grizzlies cut into the Wichita lead, it's 2-1. Utah has it in the offensive zone. 25 seconds left in the period. As Webster got pinned to the boards by Jetty, trying to break free. Wichita comes out with the puck as the Thunder will saucer it ahead. As got redirected just outside the Utah line. Weinstein comes up with the puck. He's got good speed. The 20-year-old out of the WHL. Threw it up but not out. Now right wing, Thunder skate in. Lefty shot bounced off of Kaiser's glove. Rolls back towards the right corner. Now centering pass gets some air under it. Kai's Felton will feed it towards the right corner. Chase after it. And time runs out in the second period. As the Thunder had a 2-0 lead after Jack Barr scored halfway through the second period. Grizzlies got on the board with exactly 1 minute left in the frame as Riley Connors scored with Timofeyev and Shea getting the assists. And it's now a 2-1 game heading into the third period. Remember, the Grizzlies have been a strong offensive third period club lately. They've got 8 third period goals in their last 2 games. And really the Grizzlies, they came into play with 20 goals in their last 4 games. And in the third period in particular, they've been outstanding. In the last 3 games, the Grizzlies have scored 10 third period goals. So we'll see what happens here this evening. But the Grizzlies do get a little bit of momentum heading into the locker room as Connors scored with a minute left in the second period. We'll come back and recap the first 40 minutes as Utah cut into the Wichita lead. It's now a 2-1 game. You're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
After 2 periods, Wichita leads Utah 2-1. Late in the first period, Nick Nardici got the Thunder on the board 18-11 in as he fired a righty shot from the left circle. Declan Smith and Jack Barr picked up the assists. Utah outshot Wichita 15-13 in the first period, but it was the Thunder that had a 1-0 lead. Halfway through the second period, Jack Barr skated down the middle of the ice. There was a Thunder skater that lifted his skate at the blue line, and it looked like the skater away from the screen towards Barr's right had entered the Grizzlies zone before Barr came in. One of those that you probably have to look at it 3 or 4 times to figure out if he was offside with slow motion replays. But Barr came into the offensive zone and fired it past Kaiser. That was 10-14 into the second to give Wichita a 2-0 lead. And before the face-off after the goal, Grizzlies bench was really giving it to all 3 officials, the referee and 2 linesmen, as they certainly believed that Wichita was offside on the play. And even after the next whistle, after the goal, looked like there was a lot of Grizzlies players arguing that offside should have been called, but it wasn't, and you can't go back. Obviously, in this league, offside is not a reviewable or challengeable play. And so it doesn't matter if he was offside or not because it wasn't called, and the Thunder scored to make it a 2-0 game, and that was 10-14 into the second. Late in the second period, Grizzlies got on the board as Neil Shea had the puck at the left goal line, centered it to Timofeyev, and Timo probably could have taken a shot if he wanted to, but he slid one towards his left to Riley Connors, and Connors fired it past Ross to cut into the lead, making it a 2-1 game. Grizzlies did have a couple good chances early in the second period when the score was 1-0. Riley Connors fired one past Ross as it just trickled and ricocheted off the near post. And then about a minute later, Evan Friesen found a centering pass with Reed Lepster. And Lepster obviously has been Utah's best goal scorer this season. And Lepster just kind of fired it about waist high. And Ross made a glove save as Lepster was about 5 to 10 feet in front of the crease and could have done whatever he wanted to do. And Ross denied him. And the Wichita goaltenders played a pretty good game, stopping 24 of 25. Utah's Kyle Kaiser has saved 16 of 18. There wasn't a single power play on either side in the second period. Both clubs are 0 for 1 on the power play. Neil Shea got a hooking minor, 7:35 into the first period, and Noah Beck got a holding minor, 11:56 in. Of the 25 shots Utah has, Danny Genev leads the way with 7. Riley Connors, 1 goal on 4 shots. Reed Lepster has 3 shots, including that grade A chance early in the second period. Robbie Stucker and Neil Shea have 2 shots. Shea has come into play with 45 shots on goal in his last 9 games, and a few other Grizzlies with 1 shot. Not surprising to see Neil Shea on the scoring sheet with the second period assists. He now has a point in 14 of his last 17 games, and he has been a consistent performer for the Grizzlies. If I remember right, I think he's got a point in all but 5 games that he's appeared in this season. As for Neil Shea, did miss a few games due to injury. It's his 22nd game of the season. He now has a point in 17 of 22 games. If you're talking about stars for the Grizzlies during the 2025 calendar year, which does span between 2 seasons, Neil Shea has 14 goals in the 2025 calendar year. He now has 26 assists, and Shea is second behind Reed Lepster in shots on goal in the 2025 calendar year. As Shea, with 2 shots tonight, he now has 180 shots when the calendar year is 2025. I'll see if the Grizzlies have a comeback bid in them. Neither team has been a particularly strong comeback club this season, but we'll see what the Grizzlies have. It's only a 1-goal deficit, and the Grizzlies have been a strong third-period club lately. In fact, the Grizzlies have 10 third-period goals in their last 3 games, including 6 on December 21st against the Tulsa Oilers. So we'll see what happens in the third. It looks like it's going to be a pretty evenly matched series. Now, remember, it's just the first of 3 over in Wichita. Both teams will be off tomorrow for New Year's Day. Not sure if either team will get a practice in. And then Friday, it will be a 6 o'clock Mountain Time Zone start, and Saturday will be at 5 o'clock. Then the Grizzlies will come home for a few days before traveling back to Tahoe. Starting next week, the Grizzlies will have 3 straight weekends of 3 games in 3 days. The 3-game series over in Tahoe is going to be on January 9th through the 11th, kind of a baseball-style 3-game series with night games on Friday and Saturday at 8 o'clock in the Mountain Time Zone and a 4 o'clock Sunday start. And then the Grizzlies will be back home. The next homestand for the Grizzlies will be a 3-game set, and it will be a baseball-style 3-game and 3-day series. Night games on Friday and Saturday, January 16th and 17th against Tattoo Hats, Kansas City Mavericks. And Sunday, January 18th, will be at 3 o'clock. When we come back, we'll go over some other scores in the 4-letter league as well as some NHL scores, and we'll get a check on those 5 games in college football. After 2 periods, Wichita leads Utah 2-1. You're tuned into the second intermission report as we're hanging out live at the Professional Green Studios just outside the Grizzlies team store at Maverick Center. We'd love to be at INTRUST Bank Arena over in Wichita, and hopefully we'll be able to go on the road a little bit during the 2026 calendar year. It's Wichita 2, Utah 1. We'll be back to live action as the 3rd period starts in 9 minutes and 45 seconds of real time. You're tuned into the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
After 2 periods, Wichita leads Utah 2-1. Other action in the league, a few games have gone final. Trois-Rivières defeats Savannah 3-1. In overtime, Adirondack gets a 3-2 victory over Maine. Former Grizzly Andrew Nilsson had one of the main goals. Former Grizzly Daniel Amesbury was a scratch in the Adirondack lineup. Reading defeats Jeff Carr's Norfolk Admirals 2-1. Nathan Burke, former Grizzly, scored one of the Reading goals. Toledo defeats Kalamazoo 5-3. Derek Dashke had one of the Kalamazoo goals. Walker had the other 2. Dennis Smirnoff scored one of the goals for Toledo. He was in training camp for the Grizzlies prior to the 2020-21 season. Indy and Cincinnati are going to overtime tied at 3 as Justin Vive scored the tying goal for Cincinnati with 1 minute and 11 seconds remaining in regulation. South Carolina defeats Greenville 5-3 as Cam Hausinger scored one of the Greenville goals. No former Grizzlies in the scoring sheet for South Carolina. Late 3rd period, Worcester is opening up a can on Wheeling 7-2 as Mitten has a hat trick. Callan also has a hat trick. So 2 different Worcester players with hat tricks tonight. And Worcester leads Wheeling 7-2 late in the 3rd period. Late 2nd period, Allen leads Tulsa 4-3. Former Grizzly Dylan Fitz is one of the Tulsa goals, as Allen has goals from 4 different players. And the Americans, who have had a, well, let's just say, interesting week off the ice, they lead Tulsa 4-3. And unfortunately, Allen in the news for the wrong reasons this week. Just Google their name. Miles Jack, team owner, got arrested, and they tried to sign Ben Johnson, but spent 3 years in jail with a convicted rape. So weird stuff happening over at the Allen Americans, but they lead Tulsa 4-3 late in the 2nd period. And Allen will be the host of the All-Star game a few weeks from now. Early 2nd period, Fort Wayne leads Bloomington 2-1. Just getting underway. Actually, late after one period, no score between Iowa and Kansas City. Iowa outshot Kansas City 11-5. And getting underway in about 20 minutes from now, Tahoe is at Rapid City. When we come back, we'll go over the NHL scores as well as the check on the 5 college football games going on as it's New Year's Eve heading into the 2026 calendar year. And we certainly hope that 2026 will be a much better season and much better year than 2025. You've been listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. Finals across the National Hockey League on New Year's Eve. Capitals defeat the Rangers 6-3. Predators over the Golden Knights 4-2. Interestingly enough, nobody scored in the final 28 minutes of that game as Michael Bunting scored the game's final goal with 11:52 left in the second period. Nashville 4, Vegas 2. Games in progress in the NHL. 11 minutes, 36 seconds left in the third period. Detroit leads Winnipeg 2-1. After 2 periods, Blue Jackets lead the Devils 2-0 as Charlie Coyle and Mason Marchment have the Columbus goals. After 1 period, Stars lead the Sabres 1-0. Maverick Bourque has the Dallas tally. He scored 15 seconds into the game. At 7:30, the Flyers are at the Flames. And also at 7:30, Bruins are at the Oilers. Other finals in the NHL. Lightning get an overtime game winner from Darren Radish as they defeat Anaheim 4-3. Former Grizzly Charles-Edward Dastu had 1 assist for the Lightning tonight. In a shootout, Macklin Celebrini got the game winner as San Jose defeats Minnesota 4-3. Getting underway in about 20 minutes from now, the 29-2-7 Colorado Avalanche, the NHL affiliate of the Grizzlies, take on the 15-17-8 St. Louis Blues. So that's the NHL scores tonight. 5 games in college football. In the Las Vegas Bowl, the Utah Utes get a 42-22 victory over Nebraska as Morgan Scalley wins his debut as Utah head coach. Kyle Whittingham took the job at Michigan, and Michigan lost to Texas 41-27 in the Citrus Bowl. Whittingham was not on the bench. He was in attendance at the Citrus Bowl, but he was just an observer. As Texas finishes up their season with a 10-3 record, Michigan finishes 9-4. In the Sun Bowl, the tradition unlike any other on CBS, Duke defeated Arizona State 42-39. It was the final game for longtime broadcaster Gary Danielson. As he is retiring, he will be replaced by Charles Davis as the main CBS Sports college football broadcast analyst. So he'll be paired up with Brad Nessler. Interestingly enough, one of Gary Danielson's first games as an analyst was on ESPN in 1990 when BYU defeated first-ranked Miami 28-21. In the Relia Quest Bowl, Iowa defeated Vanderbilt 34-27. Late second quarter, how about this? Miami leads Ohio State 14-0. That is a college football semifinal game. Winner moves on to the, I guess you would call it the semifinal round, as college basketball's got the Final Four locked up, and so it'd be college football's version of a Final Four, as there's 3 games tomorrow, and Miami leads 14-0 late second quarter over Ohio State. So that's the 5 college football games. Looks like both teams are heading onto the ice, getting ready for third period action. When we come back in 90 seconds, we will have third period action as Wichita leads Utah 2-1, as the Grizzlies got a late second period goal by Riley Connors. Stepan Timofeyev and Neil Shea gained the assists. You've been tuned into the second intermission report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
From From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Are about ready for third period action as the Grizzlies are looking for the tying goal. It's 2-1 Wichita. Grizzlies will start the third period with a forward line of Tyler Gratton, Evan Friesen, and Reed Lubster. Originally looked like Luke Manning was going to play tonight, but apparently he wasn't able to give it a go. He was actually listed as a starter, but we haven't seen him out there tonight. Noah Gansky's paired up with Robbie Stucker. Grizzlies will skate from right to left as we see it on Flow Sports. We do ask for a little bit of patience. Unfortunately, we are at the mercy of this camera feed. Wichita wins the draw as they move it up top. Nolan Neen will get it towards Kirby Proctor, who feeds to the middle of the ice. Donovan Huell gets around Friesen. Huell will nudge it towards his left as the Grizzlies throw it up but not out. Wichita look to center it towards Mikael Stenell, and a bounce off the stick as the Grizzlies ricocheted away. Now behind Utah's net. Wichita skates towards the right wing now to the middle of the ice. Huell feeds up top as Kirby Proctor will skate towards the right circle. Proctor force one out in front. Shot and a score. Boy, Proctor is at the right goal line, just fed it into traffic. And somehow the Thunder have made it a 3-1 game as they score 29 seconds into the third. They show the replay as Proctor got it towards the right goal line. He backhanded it to Van Roboys. Couldn't tell if it was Van Roboys that got it in or if it was Gansky. But it's now a 3-1 Wichita lead as lights go flickering back and forth on and off. As the light show continues, it almost looks like we're waiting for the light show to come to an end before we get back to live hockey. So if Van Roboys gets a piece of it, he gets his 5th goal of the year. And Roboys and 2 other Thunder skaters are reassigned to Wichita from the AHL's San Jose Barracuda earlier today. Grizzlies drive it in from new tries as the Thunder skate from left to right here in the periods. They bounce one to center ice. Grizzlies come up with it. Neil Shea will saucer one airborne, bouncing off of Ross, who's the lone Wichita goaltender. They signed a goaltender earlier today, Tyreek Outen. Who's yet to make his Thunder debut. Down the middle of the ice, Barbashev shot and a score! Maxim Barbashev gets the 2nd of the year. And the Grizzlies cut into the lead. It's now a 3-2 game. Boy, Barbashev's played some outstanding hockey as of late as he got the puck skated to the middle of the ice and he fired a lefty shot stick side past Ross. So Grizzlies now have a goal in the third period in 11 straight games. And the Grizzlies come back with a goal of their own as Wichita had scored 21 seconds into the third period. And less than a minute later, it's Maxim Barbashev getting his 2nd as a Grizzly. So it's a 3-2 game, 58 seconds into the third period. We mentioned Barbashev and what he's done as of late. He's been a plus performer for Utah lately. Remember, he did have his first multiple point game on December 19th with a goal and an assist. He had a career-high 6 shots on December 21st against Tulsa. And Barbashev gets Utah's 2nd goal of the night. As Grizzlies bounce one out to center ice. Gillette trying to locate the puck as Wichita comes back up with it. They're in their own zone. Grizzlies skate from right to left. So both teams have 1 goal here so far in the third period. For Wichita, it was Van Roboy scoring, and then less than a minute later, Barbashev scores unassisted 58 seconds in. Grizzlies moving out towards center ice. Neen will force it in as Wichita back towards the right side. Filion, he continues his battle with Neen as Wichita gets the puck and they'll backhand it into their own zone. So he played about 2 minutes of this third period. It's 3-2 Wichita. Thunder, saucering off. Blackwell chasing after it. It's gloved by Kaiser And he holds on as we play 2 minutes in this third period. Draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. What can you say about this Grizzlies club? They've been an interesting third period unit. Wichita scored 21 seconds into the third period. Van Roboys with the goal, Proctor and Donovan Huell with the assist, and then Barbashev right now. I'm not sure who got the assist, if anybody. Barbashev gets a second as a Grizzly. He draws over in the left circle. 18:01's left in the third. Grizzlies, remember, their most recent game, December 21st, came up with an interesting third period, but they scored 6 goals. They overcame a 3-1 deficit and defeated Tulsa 7-4. Grizzlies win the draws. Genev will chip it up and out of play into the Grizzlies bench. 17:55 left in the third. And we'll see if the draw's at Neutrice or if it's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. It looks like it's going to be in the Grizzlies zone left circle. Kyle Kaiser was reassigned to Utah from the AHL's Colorado Eagles. He had spent about a week in Colorado. Dylan Wells is currently up with the Tucson Roadrunners. And interestingly enough, I think that's a part of the chain reaction to Karel Vejmelka getting injured for the Utah Mammoth, as Wells does have an AHL contract with Tucson. Grizzlies won the draw. They'll sky it deep into the Thunder zone. No icing as Genev chasing after it. Oh, now they call icing. Oh, it looked like the linesman had initially decided to wave it off, and then at the very last minute raised his right arm to call icing on Utah with 17:48 left in the third. So quite a few whistles here early on. Obviously, you've already seen 2 goals. So this third period, if you're looking to celebrate New Year's early, you'd be pretty disappointed. This has been a very slow-moving 2 minutes and 12 seconds to start this third period. Not that I have any plans for New Year's Eve, what to do at midnight or anything of that sorts. Like an old person, I might just go to bed at 10 and get ready for tomorrow. Wichita will bounce off at Genev. Genev gets around Neen, skates towards the left side. I try to push it to the middle of the ice, and it's cut off by Neen. As the referees let them play for the most part, we've only had one power play either side. Right point, lefty shot. That one glances off the stick and it flies out of play. So it'll be an offensive zone draw for Utah with 17:31 left in the third. Boy, how fun is it to see Danny Genev, one of the highlights of this 2025 calendar year, seeing him play hockey over the last couple months. You talk about exciting. You talk about a guy that's super quick, and he's just a pure playmaker on the ice. And just about every time he's out there, he's a threat to either score a goal himself or set somebody else up for a goal. And how about that third period he had on December 21st where he had 3 goals and 1 assist? Genev already has 2 hat tricks on the season. The forward line of Gratton, Lebster, and Friesen are on the ice as Wichita wins the draw, and they'll drag it out to Neutrice. Thunder skate in. Now they veer off to the right as Wichita skates towards the right side. Beck centers it. Van Roboys couldn't handle the bouncing puck. Grizzlies come back the other way as Lebster strides along the left wing, gets to the Wichita line. He gets divorced in the puck as he got bounced by Jack Barr, who has one of Wichita's 3 goals tonight. Now the Grizzlies get it across. Stucker, one-timer, saved by Ross. And the puck is stick towards the far wing boards. Wichita comes up with it. 3-on-3, they cross center ice. Van Roboys over the line, tries to tee it up. Bounced off of 2 sticks. Now Gratton, the Grizzlies captain, gets it. He'll drop it for Friesen. Now Gratton gets it back, trying to get it towards Friesen. And Friesen was falling down. Arm is raised by the referee. Tripping's going to be the call on who's going to the box. Considering that was Friesen that took a spill near the center ice logo, I got to imagine it's going to be a Grizzlies power play. As Friesen crossed center ice, Donovan Huell tripped him up, and it is going to be Huell serving a 2-minute penalty. So the Grizzlies get their second power play, but they'll have to get it against a pretty good Wichita penalty kill. As Wichita's penalty kill is 5th best in the league at 85.9%. Huell goes to the box, 2 minutes for tripping, as there's 16:49 left in the third period. Taking the draw for Utah's Riley Connors. He's out there with Genev and Friesen. Puck up top. Felton dancing around. He's out there with Timofeyev. Over to Timofeyev. One-timer. And that one goes high and out of play. Looked like Timo didn't get all of it. It might have gotten redirected by somebody as ricochets off the protective netting. Draw's going to be in the Thunder zone with 1:48 left in the power play and 16:36 left in the third. There's a lot of sports and entertainment options out there. Thanks for choosing the Grizzlies tonight in their battle against the Thunder. Opener of a 3-game series, and with the games last week in Maverick Center being postponed due to the strike, we're not sure when those are going to be made up. This becomes game 4 of 9 straight on the road for Utah. So Friesen will take the draw. This time it's won by Wichita, and they will snap it deep into the Grizzlies zone. Kaiser gets it behind his net, and he'll drop it for Christian Felton. As Felton dancing around, Wichita leads 3-2. As Felton will move it to his right. Grizzlies on a power play for the next minute and a half. As Utah will drop it off to somebody off the screen, crossing center is Genev, and like a blur, skates over the offensive line. Skates towards the left corner. He avoids a check as the puck is cycled back around to the right point. Now Felton keeps it in. As he got it from Felton, or from Connors. Genev back to Felton. He's dancing around with the blue line at his feet. Over to Genev, right wing. He skates towards the circle. Genev surveys. Scouts the situation. Now off a Friesen stick on towards Timofeyev in the left wing. Timo back to the left goal line. Off a Grizzlies stick. Now Timofeyev gets it back up top. Felton fires a righty shot. Gets redirected by the stick of number 17, Ryan Finnegan. As the puck goes back up top. Right point. Felton fires a righty shot, and that's blocked, and Wichita clears it out. So both teams will switch up skaters. Grizzlies hit the reset button. They get 5 fresh skaters on the ice. Hanson Bukata replaces Felton. Hanson Bukata's got 7 power play assists this season. Crosses center ice. He'll move it to his right. Now the Grizzlies drop it back to their blue line. Leps over to Ricketts down the middle of the ice. He gets it tapped away by Dickman. And the Thunder will slide it out towards center ice. Wichita skates in 2-on-2. Thunder will fire it towards the right wing boards. As Dickman gets pushed by Gratton, the glass goes swaying back and forth. 15 seconds left in Utah's power play. About 15 minutes left in the third period. Grizzlies come up with it as Shea strides along the left wing, crosses center ice, dangles back and forth. Shea skates towards the left corner, stops on a dime. He pitches up top towards Hanson Bukata, but goes off AHB's stick and it goes out to center ice. Heels out of the box. Grizzlies are now 0 for 2 on the power play as Wichita still leads 3-2. Dancing around is Ricketts as he gets held up by Van Roboys. Puck goes back to center ice. Good job by Reed Lebster shielding Wichita from the puck. Now the Thunder race in. Heel around Utah's net towards the far side, trying to curl one out in front. The pass to the front of the crease goes wide. Now battling along the near wing boards, Neil Shea. Well, moving out to center ice. Now back towards Shea, but it was overled for him as the Thunder have the puck in their own zone, skating from left to right. Rink wide feed. Now the Thunder get to the middle of the ice. Donovan Huell crosses center, gets around Fillion. Fillion got blasted by Stenell. Boy, that was a high hit. And Stenell has no clue. He gets 2 minutes for interference. Boy, he just lit up Christoph Fillion down the middle of the ice. And Gillette going after Stenell. And yeah, Grizzlies do have to confront Stenell. Absolutely. That was a high, dangerous, open ice hit as Fillion got lit up high by Mikhail Stenell. And you better believe the Grizzlies are going to have words with Stenell. Stenell, it looks like he gives an obscene gesture to the Grizzlies bench. And the Grizzlies bench has got to respond verbally, if not physically, to Stenell. Remember, it's just the first of a 3-game series. Dangerous, dirty hit. Gives the Grizzlies a power play with 14:03 left in the third. And considering it's going to be the Wichita fee there, not going to show a replay, but the league is going to have to take an extra look at that one, even though it is just a minor penalty. And you better believe the Grizzlies noticed, and I got to imagine Snell's going to get a fine as he let the Grizzlies know, hey, buddies, you're number 1. So draw's going to be over in the right circle. It's Utah's third power play of the game as Wichita wins the draw. And the Thunder will sky it all the way deep into the Grizzlies zone as Kaiser will drop it at the far goal line. Felton gets the puck. He's out there with Connors, Genev, and Timofeyev. Felton over towards Timofeyev at center ice. Timo drops it back off the screen. Genev gets it, and he'll race across the center red line. Now he skates over the offensive blue. Got redirected by Huell, and Wichita comes out with the puck, and they'll sail it all the way back towards Kaiser. One of the things a strong penalty kill unit will do is just make quick decisions with the puck and just get it out, and that's what the Thunder usually do. As the Grizzlies cross center ice, step over the offensive line again as they skate towards the left point. As Connor slides up top, but it exits back to neutral ice. As Felton battled with the Thunder skater, Connors comes up with it over to Genev, who bounces it towards the right corner. The Thunder clear it out. Now with Wichita, they don't waste any time in clearing it out. They only have 3 shorthanded goals this season, so they really don't look to be too aggressive looking for a shorthanded goal. They just want to get the puck out of their zone as frequently and as quickly as they can. Grizzlies step over the offensive line. 50 seconds left in the power play. Utah gets towards the right wing. And Utah feeds it back up top to AHB. This will get to the right side. Now righty shot saved by Ross. And the puck goes back up top. AHB across to Shea, left wing. Shea dangling back and forth. Fakes it to Hanson Buchanan. Gets behind the net for Grattan. Back to Shea in the left corner. As Shea bounces one across towards Grattan. And he'll slide it up top. Hanson Buchanan towards the left wing. 25 seconds left in the power play over to Shea, who's got 4 power play goals this season. He'll move it to his right. As Lepster skates towards the right circle, feeds up top to Hanson Buchanan. Lefty shot. And that one gets redirected. It goes out of play off the protective netting. As Grattan was net front, about 5 feet in front of the crease, trying to redirect it. So the draw's going to be in the offensive zone with 14 seconds left in the power play and 12-17 left in the third. So Grizzlies will switch up skaters. Christoph Filion is out there, so he didn't miss a shift as he got hit high and hard, and that's why Utah's on the power play. Then Mikhail Stenell's reaction was pretty comical. What did I do? Well, he just blasted a guy without the puck in his own zone, got an interference minor. As the Thunder will clear it all the way towards Kaiser, plays it behind his net. And so that will do it for Utah's power play. They're 0 for 3 in the man advantage tonight. As coming out of the box is Stenell. He might be a marked man for the rest of the series. The Grizzlies believe that was a controversial hit on Filion. The puck back towards center ice. As he Thunder off a Huell stick. Now Huell gets it back and he zips it around the boards. Barbashev, he's got the third period goal at the puck nearby, but it was cut off before it got to him as the puck cycled around the wall. Gillette will plop one towards Wichita ice. Barbashev gets around Beck as Neem collides with Barbashev behind Wichita's net. Filion will slide one across as the Thunder get the puck, and they'll chip it deep into the Grizzlies zone. Or not. With this remote feed, you can't tell where the puck is half the time as the Thunder skate over the offensive line. Now the puck ricochets off Utah's end boards as Barbashev cycles it back around. Take the puck as Robbie Stucker. As he's to the middle of the ice, dangling back and forth. Now nudge a pass about 50 feet in front of him as Wichita picks it off. Thunder skate over the offensive line 3-on-3. Wichita skates towards the left corner. Sorry, pass shot saved by Kaiser. Now the Thunder get it across, and they didn't have much of a shooting angle as Dickman towards the left side gets behind Utah's net. Now back towards Dickman, who overskated it as Jack Ricketts comes up with the puck. Ricketts towards the far corner. He accepts it. About 10:47 left in the third period as the Grizzlies cross center ice. Stucker whips it around the boards, cut off by Ross behind his own net. As the Thunder cycle it along the left side, Weinstein keeps it in, feeds to the right side. Genev swung and missed on a one-timer. Now to the right side, righty shot. That one's blocked away. That shot was taken by Christian Felton. Felton dances around. And so skate towards the middle of the ice, dangling back and forth. He's got a point in 4 of his last 7 games. He blows a tire, and the puck stays in the Wichita zone. Now the Thunder carried across center ice as Friesen was looking for the loose puck and didn't get it. Left wing feed, angle left towards Timofeyev. As he's towards the left side, fires towards the net, saved by Ross. Left wing feed, angle left. Talk about redundancy. Grizzlies siren pass, and that one's tapped away off the stick of Felton. Now right wing, Grizzlies fired in deep. Now wraparound shot saved by Ross. Wichita whips it around the boards. It goes back to the Utah line. Grizzlies accept the puck as Christian Felton dances around, gets to Weinstein. Weinstein back to the right side. Cross ice pass towards Friesen. He'll feed it towards the left side. Grattan one-timer as he was entering the screen. And that one misses as Grizzlies get it back towards center ice. Utah dumps it in. Friesen, who's got a point in 6 straight on the line, looked to get it to the front of the net for Lepster. Now Friesen gets it towards Grattan. Left wing lefty shot saved by Ross. Now Grattan gets it back. He'll move it up top. Now to the right wing. Grizzlies trying to get it across. Puck pinballs a couple ways. Now back towards right point. Grizzlies get it towards Lepster. One-timer saved by Ross. And he holds on with 9:10 left in the third period. Boy, Grizzlies with plenty of offensive zone time, but it's still a 3-2 game. Utah will have an offensive zone draw in 1 minute. You're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
9 minutes, 10 seconds left in the third period. Wichita leads Utah 3-2. Grizzlies have outshot the Thunder 7-2 in the third period. Utah's got a 32-20 edge in the shot count. Utah's 0 for 3 on the power play. Wichita's 0 for 1. The 32 shots, Danny Genev leads away with 7. Reed Lebster has 5 shots. Riley Connors 1 goal on 4 shots. It was a 2-1 Wichita lead going into the third period. Lucas Van Roboys made it a 3-1 game. He scored 29 seconds into the third, and then 29 seconds later as Barbashev unassisted, getting his second of the year as he fired at stick side past Ronnie Ross. Ross, the Wichita goaltender, has saved 30 of 32, and Kaiser has saved 17 of 20. Grizzlies win the offensive zone draw. Ansi Bukata, his left wing lefty shot goes wide as Ross slid towards his right to try to cut it off. Puck towards the right corner as Shea gets behind the net for Barbashev, who lets it go to the near wing boards. Grizzlies skate from right to left in the period as Wichita will bounce one deep into the Grizzlies zone as Utah comes back up with it. Racing across center ice is Connors, who skates around 3 skaters. And Connors will backhand it in deep as he regathered the puck in the left point. Now Wichita gets it back. Unfortunately, we probably have to go to more of a TV style with this remote feed that we're getting. As rink-wide feed angle right. As Declan Smith gets thrown towards the boards on a rough ride from Robbie Stucker. Gansky in the area, so is another Grizzly. And Roboys joins the play. Filion looking nearby. Scrum over in the right corner of the Grizzlies zone. Now the puck goes from one corner to the other as Kirby Proctor gets towards Smith. Smith challenged by Stucker as the puck slides towards the right corner. Wichita gets the loose puck as they'll skate towards the right point. Now the Thunder cycle the puck around. Mikhail Stenell in the area. Now John Gillette jab it out to center ice. Thunder get it back as throwing in is Lucas Van Roboys, who's been as active as any Thunder forward. Van Roboys delivered a hit on Gansky as the puck will slide into the Grizzlies zone. No icing as Utah comes up with it. Skating around the net towards the left wing, shielding Wichita from the puck is, I think, Evan Friesen. Now Filion back around the net, stops, reverses his field. Now Filion dances around. Now he skates back towards the far side, feeds to the right wing. Righty shot saved by Ross. Everybody hacking away at the far goal line. Ross has it covered up, and after the whistle, the Thunder player gets aggressive with a Grizzly, and that's Nolan Neen getting after with John Gillette. 7:26 is left in the third period. It's 3-2 Wichita. So if the Grizzlies are getting their offensive zone time, as Jack Ricketts taps everybody on the shin. Play starting to get a little bit more spirited here in the third period. It looked like there's a penalty on the play. Jay Dickman's arguing his case, but it looks like the door to the penalty box is opening up. 7:26 is left in the third, and who's going to the box? Dickman's the one arguing. Maybe there's just a timeout on the ice. It looks like there's just a timeout. 7:26 left in the third. Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
The Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw. In terms of the shot count, Grizzlies are up to 35 shots. Wichita is 20. Utah's outshot Wichita 10-2 in the third period. Faceoff's going to be over in the right circle. Great to have Jack Ricketts back after missing 6 straight games. He will take the drives out there with Genev. I believe Timofeyev. As Wichita wins the draw, they'll bounce it out to center ice and goes into the Grizzlies zone. Weinstein runs it down. It's the third meeting between the clubs this season. Utah's 1-1 against Wichita. Grizzlies skate over the offensive line, dangling back and forth. Timofeyev, he'll take a left wing righty shot, saved by Ross. Grizzlies keep it in, high slot. Weinstein fires towards the net, and that one misses. As towards the right side, Christian Felton dances around. He skates around Wichita's net towards the near side. As Grizzlies skate from right to left in the third period. As Felton backhands it across the spot he vacated. Ricketts drop it off for Genev. Backhand shot, saved by Ross. Puck goes towards the left wing. Ricketts trying to get it towards Genev. It's picked off by Wichita. Thunder cross center ice 2-on-3, and they'll backhand it in. It's Felton chasing after deep in the Grizzlies zone. As Grizzlies will push it out to center ice. He goes all the way down for a Utah icing. With 6:27 left in the third. So John's going to come back towards Kyle Kaiser, who hasn't seen a ton of action here so far in the third period. As Wichita's trying to maintain a 3-2 lead. Grizzlies have now outshot the Thunder 13-2 in the third period, and Utah has a 38-20 edge in the shot count. Danny Genev leads Utah with 8 shots, but he's still looking for his first point of the night. So Draw's going to be over in the right circle. 6:27 left in the third. As Ricketts crouches down to take the draw. He's out there with Genev and Timofeyev, and as well as Felton and Weinstein. That's a party of 5 for Utah. Draw one by the Grizz as Weinstein will flop it out towards center ice. Puck stays in play as Jack Barr gets it. Genev comes off the ice. Grizzlies get a much-needed line change as Lebster's on the ice as well as Gratton. As Wichita gets towards the right side, Grizzlies cut off their pursuit. Now up top, right side shot saved by Kaiser, and he'll clear it towards the right wing corner. Barr gets it back. He'll nudge it back towards the left point. See Thunder down the middle of the ice get taken away. Grizzlies will cross center. Lebster over the offensive line. He'll pitch it to his left for Gratton. Gratton with a lefty shot. Saved by Ross. The puck stays alive. Wichita will cross center ice. 5:45 on a moving clock, third period. Thunder cycle it back around towards the right wing. As Grizzlies, Aiden Hansen-Buchanan gets double teamed, he'll get to the near circle. Utah over to Gratton in the left wing. As Gratton gets to Friesen. Friesen towards the left side, gets control of the puck. Sharp angled shot saved by Ross. As the Grizzlies down the middle of the ice, Stucker shot saved by Ross as it ricochets off his right pad. Thunder will move it out to center ice, but the Grizzlies come back up with it. Utah's onside as they skate along the line. Stucker over to the right side off of Shea's stick. Broken stick laying near the puck as the Thunder out towards center ice before the Grizzlies get it back. About 5 minutes left in the third period. As Utah out to center ice, now Stucker in the left wing enters. Stucker lays it on a tee for Shea. Shea left wing lefty shot, and that one goes high over Ross's glove. Grizzlies to the right point. Get it across left corner to Connors, who centers it to Shea. Shea didn't have a shooting angle, so he collects the puck, fires towards the net, and he misses glove side on Ross. Utah back towards the right wing. They're in the offensive zone. 4:40 on a moving clock. Barbashev dancing back and forth. Skeets towards the right corner. Now he reverses his field as Barbashev now skeets towards the left point. Now he feeds one to Stucker in the left circle. Stucker's playing with a ton of confidence. He'll skeet towards the right point. He'll slide it up top to Barbashev. He'll move it to his left for Shea. Shea cycles it back around. Barbashev over with the Thunder skater and a broken stick as the puck hipping opposite the blue line. It stays in. Gansky fires towards the net wide as he didn't get all the wrist shot, and the puck will ricochet out to center ice. Gansky will skate back into his own zone as he'll tattoo it off the wall. Shea gets the puck as the Grizzlies will switch up a few skaters, and Wichita will hit the reset button as well as Shea will plop it in. Chasing after it was Christoph Filion, who's got good speed as the Thunder cross center ice. And as Wichita will skate in, as Huell gets bounced to the boards, avoiding a Weinstein check. Now Weinstein will plop it ahead out towards center ice. Puck ricochets at the Thunder zone. As there's about 3:40 on a moving clock in the third period. Thunder cross center ice. Now they step over the offensive line left point. They'll backhand it in as the puck hipping ops towards Filion's stick. Filion will bounce it off of Huell. Thunder get the puck as they skeet towards the left circle. Now shot, and that one bounces off the outside of the cage. Grizzlies get it out towards center ice before Wichita resets. Thunder dropping off as Huell skates towards the right corner. Now he stops. Now he skates towards the right point, dangling back and forth. Huell near the blue line, keeps it in. He'll try to get around a Grizzly, but Utah takes it away. Striding along the left wing's John Gillette, crosses center ice, and he'll get it in deep off the bar stick. As Grizzlies make a line change, less than 3 minutes left in regulation. Thunder lead 3-2. As Wichita towards the near wing wall, they'll sky it out to center ice. Stucker drops it. He battles with Jay Dickman. Now Dickman will fire it towards the Grizzlies zone, but Utah comes back up with it. 2:38. Utah skates a puck towards center ice. Kyle Krinkovic will sweep one in. Kaiser behind his net. Gets back towards the far side. Now Wichita gets behind Kaiser's net. Over to Krinkovic. Right side shot saved by Kaiser. Everybody hacking away at the far goal line, and Kaiser covers up. 2:22 left in the third period. Thunder lead 3-2. Do the Grizzlies have it in them to get the tying goal tonight? We'll find out in 1 minute. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
2 minutes, 22 seconds left in the third period. Thunder lead the Grizzlies 3-2. Draws game in the Grizzlies zone. Thunder led 1-0 after one period as Nate Nardicius scored 18-11 in. Jack Barr made it a 2-0 game. He scored 10-14 in. Grizzlies got on the board exactly 19 minutes into the second period. Connors got his third of the year from Timofeyev and Shea. Thunder made it a 3-1 game early in the third period. Those Lucas Van Roy scored 29 seconds in. And 29 seconds later, 58 seconds into the third, Barbashev scored unassisted to make it a 3-2 game, and that's where we sit. As a draw lit, there was a broken stick at the face-off circle. Now it's sky towards the Wichita line. 2:13 on a moving clock. Smoke him if he got him, as the Grizzlies are looking for the tying goal. Kaiser is still in net, as the Grizzlies will race down the middle of the ice. Gratton crosses center ice, and he tried to move it to his right, and it's off of Wichita's stick, and the Thunder fire towards the empty net, and he misses. And Grizzlies race down. Icing is on Wichita. Well, the Grizzlies got across center ice, and Kaiser raced off. And then the Thunder got it back, and they had a good look at an empty netter, but just missed. Looked like they missed a little bit high. And so play stops. There's an even 2 minutes left in the third period, and the Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw. Utah's been a pretty good offensive club lately. Just 2 goals tonight, but they came into play with 20 goals in their last 4 games. So Shea's on the ice. Ricketts will take the draw. He's out there. Barbashev, Gratton, Hans Mukata. We can't see who the other defenseman is. He's off the screen. But there are 6 Grizzlies hanging out in the offensive zone. Draws in the left circle. It's won by Ricketts and the Grizzlies. Tyler Gratton whips it around the boards. Barbashev will race. Now go. Puck goes back to center ice. The other defenseman, actually there's 5 forwards and 1 defenseman, as Lepster's on the ice for Utah. Shea will fire it in. As Wichita will zip it back around the near wing boards. Fans are standing in Wichita. 1:40 left in the third. Hands Buchanan over to Lepster, right wing. He tried to helicopter towards the net. It's blocked. Puck goes to the left wing. Shea keeps it in. He fires towards the net and ricochets off 2 sticks. Now left wing Gratton shot saved by Ross. Now Utah gets to Shea. He's in the left point. 1:25 left. Over to Lepster, back to Shea. He's in the left circle, back up top to Shea. Shea with a righty shot. Save everybody hacking in front of the crease. And puck goes back towards Shea. He lets it go left point as Lepster gets it back in deep. Ricketts behind Wichita's net. He's towards the right wing. He fires lefty shot. Saved by Ross. Now out in front. Grizzlies with a shot, and that's blocked. Now high slot. That shot's blocked as well. Thunder will fire towards the empty net, and it's going more towards the left corner, but icing is waved off. Thunder skate behind Utah's net, and they'll zip it around the right wing boards. Now the Thunder get it back behind Utah's net. Van Roboys gets hit in the corner. 47 seconds left as Wichita battles, and Connors comes out with the puck. Connors crosses center ice down the middle. He fires towards the net and didn't get much on it. Ross will sweep the puck back towards the far corner. Now Wichita trying to fire to the empty net, and they fanned on it. As Friesen centering pass, shot and score! Reed Webster ties it up with 29 seconds left. Friesen gets the main assist as he fired a centering pass towards Webster. And the Grizzlies tied up. Friesen extends his point-scoring streak to 7. Centering pass, Friesen to Webster to the back of the net. And the fans at INTRUST Bank Arena are stunned as the Grizzlies find a way late in the third period. It looks like right now Friesen's going to get the only assist on the Webster goal. And how about Reed Webster? 4 game-winning goals this season, and he gets a huge game-tying goal here on New Year's Eve. 29 seconds left in the third. Wichita wins the draw. As the Thunder cross center ice, we're skating 5-on-5. Kaiser's in net. As the Thunder drop it off. Out to the middle of the ice. Grizzlies trying to push it up, but it's kept in by Jack Beck of Wichita. Now 13 seconds left. Puck's moved out to center ice. It looks like the Grizzlies are called for icing with 12.7 seconds left in the third. So what high drama over at INTRUST Bank Arena as Evan Friesen, well, you talk about Utah's best players in the month of December. How about Friesen? He extends his point-scoring streak to 7 straight, and even though his goal-scoring streak might end at 4, boy, beautiful centering passes. Webster just kept his stick down, and once the puck just kind of, just bounced off of Webster's stick and just kind of got some air under it past Ross. So faceoff's going to be over in the left circle. 12.7 seconds left in the third. Fillion's in the ice. Taking the draw is going to be Jack Ricketts. And of all people, Reed Webster has come through big. That is his 29th goal in the 2025 calendar year, which lead all Grizzlies. Webster's probably been Utah's best forward. He certainly has been statistically in the 2025 calendar year, which cycles through the second half of last season, the first half of this year. Draw goes to the right point. Thunder keep it in as they get bounced by a Grizzly. Utah will float it back to center ice. 4 seconds left, and Wichita is going to watch the time run out. We will have overtime at INTRUST Bank Arena. As with less than a minute left in regulation, it was Friesen getting it to Webster, and Webster tying it up as he scored with half a minute left in the third period. Webster's goal was scored 19:31 in. Friesen with the lone assist. It's Friesen's 7th assist of the year. And we got bonus hockey over at INTRUST Bank Arena. So both teams will get a standing point tonight, and we're playing for that second point. Utah is looking to find a way to get something done in overtime. It's been a while since the Grizzlies have played an overtime game. It's just the third game that the Grizzlies have had go past regulation this season. It's going to be a 1-goal game, and that's all the Thunder seem to play, as it's game 27 for Wichita this year. This is the 17th 1-goal game on the year. Remember, the Grizzlies, only 2 games past regulation. They lost 3-2 in overtime on October 18th, and they also lost 3-2 in overtime on November 14th. We know the final score is going to be 4-3. It'll be a 7-minute overtime session. 7 minutes as opposed to the 5 minutes in the National Hockey League. To end regulation, the Grizzlies with 44 shots, including 19 in the third period. Thunder with 6 shots in the third period. They ended up with 24. So the Grizzlies 44 shots to Wichita's 24. Neither team with a power play goal. Utah 0 for 3 on the power play. Wichita 0 for 1. So 7 minutes are put on the clock, and the Grizzlies will skate from left to right as we see it from Flow Sports. Grizzlies with goals from Riley Connors, Maxime Barbashev, and Reed Webster. So who's going to be the 3 on the ice for Utah to start overtime? As they're still talking things over with assistant coach Ryan Anderson. So Grizzlies will start overtime with, I believe, Riley Connors. Let's see. Felton's going to be out there to start overtime along with Danny Genev and Jack Ricketts. So it's Ricketts, Genev, and Felton. That's the three on the ice for Utah to start overtime. Noah Beck, one of the top rookie defensemen in the league, is out there for Wichita. Can't quite see who the two forwards are. Ricketts will take the draw to start overtime. Grizzlies will skate from left to right. And the draw won by Utah as Danny Genev gets it on the right side. Boy, Genev, with all the magic he's performed this season, could he be the overtime game winner or at least get a point in overtime, dishing it off? Felton behind the net. He'll fake it to Ricketts. Now Felton down the middle of the ice. He's an outstanding skater, second-year pro, although officially listed as a rookie. Felton will dance back to new tries as he's in his own zone. Grizzlies patient with their approach. Danny Genev skates down the middle of the ice, gets new tries. Right wing feed's picked off. Donovan Huell gets it 2-on-1. Huell to the middle of the ice for Beck. Beck down the middle. Over to Huell, and the pass misconnects. Grizzlies come back the other way with a 2-on-1. Ricketts across center ice. Steps over the offense line. Gets it to Genev. Genev down the middle of the ice. Backhand shot. And what a stop by Ross. Somehow it's still 3-3. Now 2-on-2. Thunder of the offensive line. Genev on the back check takes it away. Danny Genev, 2-on-2 over the offensive line. Skate towards the right circle. Toe drag. Shot. Saved by Ross. As Grattan delivers a hit on a Wichita player. Thunder with the puck in their own zone as Huell drops it to the far side. As Wichita down the middle. 5:47 on the moving clock in overtime. Nolan Neen steps over the offensive line. Now he voluntarily gets back to neutralize. He'll drop it off. Thunder look to center it to Stenell. And it bounced off a Grizzlies stick. Getting the puck is Peter Bates. 8 goals and 13 assists this season. He'll drop it off. Down the middle, Stenell. As Grattan loses a stick, Stenell down the middle of the ice gets to the left wing. Faking a one-timer. Now righty wrist shot is blocked away by Kaiser. Webster gets to the middle of the ice. Tyler Grattan strides to center ice. Now he skates over the offensive line. Veers off to the left circle. Lefty shot. Saved by Ross. Now Webster gets the puck. He will skate towards neutralize himself. As Webster feeds it to Robbie Stucker. About 2 minutes into overtime. Stucker will back it out to Grizzlies ice. Now Stucker down the middle, left wing, crosses center ice. He'll move it towards the right wing for Connors. Connors, toe drag, righty shot saved by Ross. Grankovic will slide it to center ice. Thunder over the offensive line. Stucker nearby. See Thunder over on the right wing. Now down the middle of the ice. Grankovic tries to split a double team, but gets divorced from the puck. Neil Shea has it for Utah. Grizzlies looking for their first win past regulation this season. It's only their third overtime game of the year. And first since mid-November. As getting the puck is Neil Shea. Shea crosses center ice right wing. Steps over the offensive line, moves to his left. As Connors will now skate back to neutralize, the Grizzlies want to enter the offensive zone with a little bit more momentum. Colby ends with the puck. He's about 10 feet in front of Kaiser. 4:10 on the moving clock here in overtime. He'll drop it off as the Grizzlies down the middle of the ice. Barbashev, he already has 1 goal tonight. Skates down the middle. Tries to split a double team. Veers off to the left. Now Barbashev. He'll drop it off for Timo Feyev over the left wing. Timo will take a righty shot, and that one's blocked before it gets towards Ross. Now Timo gets it back. He's in the left circle. Now he'll skate towards the point, dangling towards his right. Now Timo Feyev will skate back to neutralize and into the Grizzlies zone. Thunder make a line change. Grizzlies switch up as well. As Timo Feyev skates down the middle, veers off to the right. Now Timo dances around to the right point. Gets around Van Rowe boys. Now Timo Feyev, right side, righty shot. And that one's blocked as Barbashev feeds it up top. This would be a great time for Weinstein to get his first pro goal, but he backs it out to neutralize. Weinstein now in the Grizzlies zone as Utah will switch up forwards. Weinstein gets it over to neutralize as on a jump cuts Jack Ricketts. Ricketts tried to regain the puck. Wichita will slide it towards Donovan Huell. Now Huell loses the puck as Ricketts gets it back. Grizzlies have dominated the puck possession here in overtime. Ricketts turns it over. Huell skates down the middle. Righty shot saved by Kaiser. And Kaiser pushes it back to the Utah line for Genev. Up ahead, Weinstein skates down the middle. Now he veers off to the left. Lefty shot. And that one goes wide. Glove side on Ross. Now the Thunder race down the middle of the ice. Huell gets around the Grizzly skater. He'll fire towards the net. Kick saved by Kaiser off his right pad. As Grattan moves it ahead. What great action. Grizzlies have a 3-on-1. Grattan to the right side. Righty shot goes over the crossbar. And the puck will slide out of play. 2:35 left in overtime. The Grizzlies had a 3-on-1. Grattan got the puck in the right wing and just fired it high. And the puck ricocheted off the protective netting. So it'll be an offensive zone draw for Utah with 2:35, and Kaiser had to make a couple big saves, one off a turnover, and then Donovan Huell had a pretty good look as well and kind of fired a changeup that Kaiser kicked off his right pad. So we're tied at 3, 2:35 left in overtime. Friesen will take the drives out there with Lubster and Noah Gansky. Both teams of the standing point tonight. And for Wichita, they're much more used to playing these close one-goal games than the Grizzlies are. For Utah, it's just their 9th one-goal game this season. It's game 28 of 72. Wichita wins the draw, and they will skate casually towards neutral ice. Now they'll back it out. As the Thunder out towards center ice, Peter Bates will move it to his left. As Mikkel Stenell skates down the middle, accelerates around 2 Grizzlies. Now Stenell loses control of the puck. He gets it back. Now he loses. Evan Friesen takes control. Friesen gets the Lubster behind Utah's net. Lubster with 15 goals, including the game-tying goal with half a minute left in regulation. Skates down the middle. Now he veers off to the left. Lubster skates towards Wichita's end wall as he's being shadowed by Bates. Now to the corner for Friesen. He'll feed it up top to Gansky at neutral ice. Grizzlies reset. Utah will get a couple different forwards on the ice. As Gansky dangles back in the Grizzlies zone, he'll move it up ahead. Neil Shea gets it. He's got a couple overtime game winners to his credit with the Grizzlies last season. Wraparound shot, saved by Ross. And he holds on with 1:42 left in overtime. As Shea had the puck in the left wing, skate around Wichita's net looking for the wraparound shot, but Ross was able to make the stop. 1:42 left in overtime. Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw. Good idea for Shea. It almost looked like he tried to get it under the pad of Ross, but Ross did a good job of this technique in getting his pad directly with the ice directly below him and not allowing any room for Shea to get the wraparound. Connors, Shea, and Felton are the 3 on the ice. Connors will take the draw. 1:42 left in overtime. Still tied at 3. If we were playing NHL rules, time would have already run out, and we would be started with a shootout. As Wichita wins the draw, they're back deep in their own zone. Connors pressuring Wichita to initiate action. Thunder will slide it, but it stays in the Thunder zone as the Grizzlies almost putting that mother-in-law smothering defense on Wichita. Thunder get it out towards center ice. Now Wichita skates in, but they get tripped up. Felton in the area along with Connors. Felton gets the puck. As Felton gets it over towards Riley Connors, who gets to neutral ice. Connors, 1 goal tonight, 3 on the season. Over to Felton in the right wing. 2-on-2, but the Grizzlies are offside as play stops with 1:11 left in overtime. In terms of puck possession, the Grizzlies have had it for the majority of the 5 minutes and 49 seconds of overtime. It's unbelievable how much puck possession the Grizzlies have had compared to Wichita here in overtime. We're still tied at 3. So neutral zone draw. Timofeyev's out there with Barbashev. Barbashev will take the face-off. We're not sure who the defenseman is. He's off the screen, and he's at the Grizzlies' portion of center ice. Wichita wins the face-off. 1:08 left in overtime. Nolan Neen stops behind his goaltender. Roddy Ross has played a good game. As Neen moves to his right. Thunder across center ice. Grizzlies back defensively. AHB's the defenseman. Van Roboys gets around to AHB, but Van Roboys loses control of the puck. As Buchanan's on his backside, Barbashev gets the puck. 50 seconds left in overtime. Barbashev accelerates towards center ice. He gets knocked down by Huell as Barbashev gets back to his feet. Now over the offensive line is Buchanan, or to Timofey, back to Buchanan down the middle. Barbashev back towards Buchanan. He's in the right corner up top to Barbashev. Shot and a score! Grizzlies win! Grizzlies win! Grizzlies win! Utah wins 4-3. And there is no doubt about it. I think it's Maxime Barbashev getting his second of the night. And the Grizzlies celebrate a victory as they end 2025 in style. Timofeyev to Barbashev to the back of the net. As Maxime Barbashev puts both arms in the air in celebration as Utah gets an overtime victory. And they get their 30th and final victory of the 2025 calendar year. Barbashev gets the goal. Timofeyev and Hanson Buchanan with the assists. So Utah with a tying goal with half a minute left in regulation. Utah dominated the puck possession in overtime. And Barbashev was all alone in the left wing as the Grizzlies will head to the locker room and celebrate. And everybody's celebrating the final game of the 2025 calendar year. And the Grizzlies with a comeback victory as they win 4-3, and they are now 2-1 against Wichita this season. Barbashev's the hero tonight for the Grizzlies. It's his first 2-goal game as a professional, and he's played some outstanding hockey over the last couple weeks. So the Grizzlies are in the locker room. Kyle Kaiser gets the victory in net. His record goes to 4-3. Post-game show starts in 30 seconds. Once again, the final. It's the Utah Grizzlies 4 and the Wichita Thunder 3. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
Oh, a sweet victory indeed for the Utah Grizzlies. As it's a comeback, they were down 3-1 early in the third period. 2 Maxime Barbashev goals and a game-tying goal by Reed Lepster with 29 seconds left in regulation. The Grizzlies buckled down. They get their second straight third-period comeback. As remember, they were down 3-1 on December 21st and scored 6 goals in the third period against Tulsa. Tonight, the Grizzlies found a way not only to tie it up, but they dominated the puck possession in overtime, and they come out with a 4-3 victory. Let's recap the scoring. Nick Nardicia gave Wichita a 1-0 lead. He scored on a righty shot from the left wing. It was 18-11 in, as Nardicia got his second of the year. Smith and Barr with the assists. Wichita led 1-0 after one period. Thunder outshot the Grizzlies outshot the Thunder 15-13. Halfway through the second period, and we'd love to see another replay, as it looked like Wichita was pretty close to being offside, but there was no offside call as Jack Barr skated down the middle of the ice and he fired a righty shot past Kaiser to make it a 2-0 game. That was 10-14 into the second. Grizzlies got on the board late in the second period as Neil Shea got the puck through it to the middle of the ice for Timofeyev. Then Timofeyev back to the left wing for Connors, and Connors, who had fanned on a shot about 20 seconds before, got it back and he fired away as he got his third of the year 19 minutes into the second. Wichita led 2-1 after 40 minutes of play. Grizzlies outshot the Thunder 10-5 in the second period, and Utah with a 19-6 edge in the shot count in the third period. Wichita, though, made it a 3-1 game. They scored 29 seconds into the third as Van Roboy's got his fifth of the year. Proctor and Huell with the assists. 29 seconds later, as Maxime Barbashev down the middle of the ice, he scored unassisted 58 seconds in. It was his first of 2 on the night, and that made it a 3-2 game. And it stayed a 3-2 game for most of the third period. The Grizzlies had some power plays in the third, but just couldn't come through. And, the Grizzlies had pulled Kyle Kaiser with 2 minutes left in regulation. And with 29 seconds left in the third period, it was Evan Friesen who fed a centering pass in front of the crease towards Lepster. Lepster kept a stick on the ice, and off of Lepster's stick, the puck just kind of had that perfect angle on an upshoot past Ross and past the goal line to tie it up. Lepster gets his team leading 15th goal of the year, and he led the Grizzlies in goals during the 2025 calendar year. Remember, he was the Grizzlies' best scorer in the final 2 months of last season. Lepster with his 29th goal of 2025. He has 15 this season, and that tied it up. And for Evan Friesen, that assist means his point-scoring streak extends to 7 straight, and he ends 2025 on the right note as Evan Friesen was one of Utah's best forwards in the month of December. In overtime, the Grizzlies outshot the Thunder 6-3. Both teams had some pretty good looks. Wichita twice in the middle of overtime, trying to capitalize on turnovers. Kaiser had to make some big stops. It looked like we were just about headed for a shootout. Then the Grizzlies, who had a 3-on-1 about a minute prior, ended up with an odd man break. Hanson Buchanan got towards Timofeyev. Then Timofeyev fed it to Barbashev in the left wing. And Barbashev fired past the goal line for his first 2-goal game as a professional. Maxime Barbashev now has 3 on the year. Timofeyev and Hanson Buchanan with the assists. And just like that, the Grizzlies, who had 50 shots to Wichita's 27, find a way to get a victory and end 2025 on the winning note. And with that, the Grizzlies come back to a 500 mark on the season as their record is 13-2, and Wichita falls to 11-11. 11-3-2. But because they did get 1 out of 2 standings points, they will have a 500-point percentage, and that's where the Grizzlies will be after tonight's game. So both teams will be tied in the Mountain Division standings. And for Utah, it's been a very successful road trip. Unfortunately, Utah did lose their 2 home games last weekend due to the player strike. They will be rescheduled at a later date. We're not sure what those dates are. Utah is now 3-1 on this road trip, which will be a 9-game trip. There's 2 more games over in Wichita later this week, and then a 3-game set over in Tahoe the following weekend. Oh, what can you say? Some of the Grizzlies' big guns got it done, as Connors, Lebster, and 2 goals by Barbashev. And the Grizzlies just buckled down. And, the Grizzlies have been a little bit of a come from behind team. And they've been a successful third period club as well. They now have 20 goals in their last 11 games in the third period. And they have a third period goal now in 11 straight games. And, they just simply found a way. Utah's got a lot of forward depth, and it showed in that overtime session. We just saw just about everybody on the ice for Utah, and one of their big strengths is going to be their forward depth. And even though it looked like Luke Manning was scheduled as a starter, we didn't see him out there. He might have, if he was out there, he might have played 1 shift. So the Grizzlies were pretty much going with 17 skaters tonight. They just simply found a way. And with the Grizzlies just coming at you in waves with that strong forward line, one after another, that's certainly a good formula for success. And the Grizzlies have played good hockey, and when you get good goaltending, and Kaiser made the saves when he needed to, that was enough to equal victory. How about Danny Genev's scoring line? Doesn't have a point tonight, but he did lead the way with 10 shots. So Geneve, who's led the Grizzlies in shots just about all season, he came into play second among league rookies in shots. He comes up with 10 shots, although he didn't score a point tonight. Noah Beck also did not score for Wichita, so Beck and Geneve are still tied for the league lead for points among defensemen, as both of them have 25 on the season. For Kyle Kaiser, he stopped 24 of 27. His record goes to 4-3 on the year. So just like that, the 2025 calendar year comes to an end. Stepan Timofeyev with the game-winning assist. He was a +2 and had 2 assists. Colby Enns came into play leading the Grizzlies in plus-minus. He was a +6. Now he's a +8 as he was a +2 tonight. Neil Shea, Nathan Hansen-Bukata were each a +2, and both had 1 assist. Connors had 1 goal, and he was a +3 for the Grizzlies. And Maxim Barbashev with 2 goals. And there's no doubt that he is the number 1 star of the game. Barbashev's the first star. Second star is Jack Barr, who scored Wichita's first goal. And, that could have been a controversial one, as it looked like the Thunder might have been offside as he was entering the offensive zone. But that's one of those you probably got to take a ton of extra looks at, and could have easily gone either way. But, they didn't blow the whistle for an offside, so it counted. So Barr's the second star, and Riley Connors with 1 goal, and he was a +3. Connors is the third star of the game. Well, 2025 certainly had its bright moments. Derek Daschke being named first-team All-League. It's certainly been fun watching Danny Geneve over the last couple months. A lot of positives, but this probably was, off the ice, the worst season in Utah Grizzlies history, based on everything that happened in the offseason. It was a rough year when the player strike was no more than the third worst thing to happen to the Grizzlies this season. In May, we did lose Kevin Bruder as he passed away. And then the Grizzlies later on in the summer were sold to an ownership group that's moving the team to Trenton, New Jersey. And so many times in the Grizzlies office, you have to remind yourself to just find a way to stay positive, because it's just one thing after another. And 2025 was met with so many difficult challenges, and unfortunately, some of those challenges will continue with us to the 2026 season. We're certainly hoping on the ice, the Grizzlies, and they're certainly they're showing a lot of signs of being a pretty good team this year. So things are really coming together. John Buchanan and Ryan Anderson, Jack Scully have done an outstanding job. So we're not sure what, on the ice, everything looks promising for the Grizzlies. Unfortunately, though, it is a final hunt, and, it's just, 2026 is going to bring a lot of uncertainty, not only for me, but for everybody else in the Grizzlies office. And with that, as much as we're trying to have fun and stay positive, it's certainly difficult just based on some of the things that happened in 2025. But, the Grizzlies come out in the winning notes. Their first victory on a Wednesday this season. And so the Grizzlies with a 4-3 win, and it was a comeback victory. And what can you say? It was a very entertaining hockey game, and it could have gone either way. And the Grizzlies were just fortunate that they came out on top as they get their 13th victory of the season and their 30th win in the 2025 calendar year. A lot of times you're in the office either New Year's Eve or the day before that, knowing it's the final time you will be in the office until next season. And inevitably, somebody in the office always has to be the one that says, hey, see you next year, as everybody's walking out of the office. And I made sure not to do that this season. I was not the person to just yell, hey, see you next year, as everybody was walking out of the office. And so I'm going to make sure not to do that now. But for some people, they will just say, see you next year, knowing that that's going to be the next time they'll see them. For the Grizzlies, our next game will be on Friday night. It'll be a 6 o'clock start in the Mountain Time Zone. Pre-game coverage begins at 5:50. And then Saturday night is going to be the same time as it was this evening, a 5 o'clock start in the Mountain Time Zone. Pre-game coverage at 4:50. Well, if you like the Utah Grizzlies and Utah Utes, you had a fun day. The Utes defeated Nebraska 44-22 in the Las Vegas Bowl. And the Grizzlies come out with a 4-3 victory as Maxime Barbashev scored the game winner, 6:28 into overtime. So Grizzlies get a 4-3 victory over the Thunder. I'm Tyson Whiting, and I'm just pursuing my dream, and that's to someday find a way to get to the National Hockey League. That was my goal going into 2025, and we're still hoping that goal and dream will come true here in the very near future. Now the Grizzlies come away with the victory. Final score 4-3. Next broadcast will be on Friday night. 5:50 pregame show, 6:05 face-off. I'm Tyson Whiting, and hopefully 2026 will be when my dream comes true. Grizzlies win 4-3. You've been listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. Good night, everybody. See you next year.